most important component is that T-slot is completely
low,
solid, meaning that when the drivers are pounding on the accelerator or pounding on the brake, it's completely firm and there's no flex or movement to throw the driver off. So all the information of what the car's doing, what's moving the car around, and when you're actually at the limit,
how's everyone doing? I do apologise. I will be back in a minute, 2 minutes. I'm just grabbing my coffee. I'm just grabbing a little bit of toast or bagel to eat. So I'll be back in 2 minutes. We've got 15 minutes until the first race. So yeah, at Hockenheim, they're doing the usual pre-show thing, which is why I decided to go live now. 15 minutes before the race rather than like half an hour or so. But yeah, give me 2 minutes, guys. I'll be back in a, well, yeah, not in a second, in 2 minutes.
Fidelity of input and high precision, which allow for absolutely crazy levels of adjustment. Things from the actual resistance that you get from the feel of the clutch pedal here by adjusting the spring, the angle of the spring, and then you can also configure the actual throw distance of the pedal to limit where the end point is on the pedal. Basically, a driver can just set the pedal up to totally.
Thank you there, James. Definitely helped me understand all of that stuff because I've struggled with, my brain's not that big to be fair, but one thing I do understand, it's racing. We've got Lewis and George primed, ready for race number 1.
Thank you very much, Luke Crane. Welcome, everybody. Everyone in the audience, welcome to Katowice.
There's a few.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, come on, make some noise! Wakey, as they say.
It's all right, it's all right. We're at the start of a new day. Yesterday's happened, points have already been collected. Race winners, round winners have already been counted in the form of one Mr. Maximilian Benecke.
What a performance.
Absolutely, absolutely superb yesterday in that final. Dominant almost, but we've got to give a shout out to Yuri Toman, who gave him a very good run for his money.
We do, and he was exceptional in the semi-final as well, obviously taking a victory of his own in that particular race, but we're back to the normal system now, folks. The top 6 moving into the next semi-final, of course, and it all starts here with this very first quarter-final. All the drivers that we have here on this grid are completely stacked. It's an all-star series, folks, and we're looking forward to bringing it to you.
Yeah, you can see Moritz Lerner there on the right-hand side, just coming down. I've got to say, by the way, if you want to kind of check out some of the results, there is an app you can go and download, Play Store or whatever it is on Apple, I don't know. You can go and download the Rennsport companion app, and on there you did see Emily talking about this earlier. You've got all the results, you've got live timing, you've got everything's absolutely fantastic, and it helps me out because we have no memory.
No, it's brilliant. I mean, I actually peeled through it myself earlier on. You can get yourself updated with everything that's going on during the race, and of course stay up to date with all the latest news as well concerning the series. So make sure you get that app and you can stay well ingrained within the racing action.
Indeed, but we still have notepads full
typical commentator.
Exactly. We make this desk a mess. Right. So let's talk about today. Let's talk about quarterfinal 1, because I don't know about you. I've taken a look at this. I've taken a look at the quarterfinals. We were speaking yesterday.
Yes.
The quarterfinal 3 was the really strong, and now all the quarterfinals are stacked. I think today quarterfinal 4. Potentially that one might be leaning its way, but I don't know. This one seems like it's a much more of an even spread. Some teams have gone for the same driver list. I was speaking to Porsche earlier, and they're going the same. Well, Mac Backham's going out first, Dane Warren, then De Jong, then Rogers. They're keeping that format. It worked for them, and they're keeping that.
Yeah, well, Porsche need to come out and make a statement today because they need to bounce back after what happened at Spa. Obviously, Joshua Rogers was the sole Porsche that went ahead and actually managed to find himself in the final. They want to try and get all 4, if they can, in the final round, of course. But obviously, Mac Backham, the first to take the mantle. There's a few eye catchers here as well. Bono Hooves, who really struggled yesterday after that incident. Nothing that was really his fault as such. 4 wide heading up through the Kemmel Straight meant that he then crashed the car heading in towards Les Combes. It was certainly a touchy moment, but nevertheless, he has another chance to land a major result, this time at Hockenheim.
Yeah, Porsche weren't the only German manufacturer having a couple of problems yesterday. Mercedes also, but a house out in the very first quarterfinal, taking to the first quarterfinal once again, so he's still confident to come back and do this one strong. Mercedes, maybe they're not the favoured car. BMW have certain advantages. All the cars have the certain advantages and disadvantages.
Yep.
The Mercedes has been struggling maybe more so. It's kind of one of those things though. It's when we're saying struggling, I'm not saying like, oh no, they're like 2 seconds off. Yeah, the BOP's it's all right. No, the BOP is actually very good, But when you're talking a 10.5 to maybe even 0.3 difference, these are, for these drivers, these can be very, very big.
Yeah.
They're just going to fight through it and see what happens as the season goes on. They are the curators of their own BOP in a sense. They have to go and test everyone else's car to kind of bring the BOP in.
Absolutely. I think, obviously, they're trying to make it as equal a playing field as possible. And naturally now, with these drivers all having opportunities of their own, obviously a fixed setup scenario, folks, there's no advantage given on that. They're all racing on equal machinery. The rigs are all the same. The pedal equipment, it's only down to their mere abilities as a driver. And obviously all of these athletes, these pro athletes here in the world of sim racing and esports, and we're about to bring you qualifying as well, so we'll soon find out who is the fastest in amongst this grid order.
Yeah, of course, yesterday, Jeff Rietveld, of course, who is qualifying. Again, he is in the first race, full red line. Couple of switches up for them with where they're playing their drivers, but Rietveld has taken to the first race. Yeah. Obviously qualified on pole position.
Yes.
Won that race. Struggled a little bit though in the semis, finished outside of the top 6, and that was the last time we saw of him. I wonder if today's going to be something very different, but it does seem as though Marcel Cinčić is the driver that's going to be going out first in the qualifying session.
He certainly will be. R8G's Marcel Cinčić, who was in the final yesterday at Spa-Francorchamps in that dazzling display from R8G that landed 2 podiums, obviously with him and Yuri Toman. That, of course, sent them to the top in the team's championship. They're currently leading the way, so R8G, I would say, the most consistent team, I would say, in this championship so far. Marcel Cinčić making his way through this first sector now and heading out of turn 2 in towards turn 3. He'll then take the Parabolica left-hander, of course, very fast-paced section, this one, and then you've got the really, really tricky heavy braking point at Spitz curve as well, which can certainly send you reeling.
Yes, this is certainly the part that we're going to be focused on in the race. They come around the Parabolica into that hairpin. Big dives down the inside. You've got to be careful, you're so heavy on the brakes. So you see Marcel Cinčić running out wide here. I'm not necessarily sure if that's a bad line right now. He's carrying more speed off the corner. He might lose some initially and then close it back up as they go through, heading through that extremely fast kink coming down to the arena section. This, George, is the corner I like to make moves into. It's bold, it's risky, it's brave, but it is a lot of fun.
Not quite as heavy a braking zone as Spitz curve, but yes, definitely a major opportunity heading around turn 8. But now whipping through this next fast right-hander, we're now entering the stadium section. You can see the grandstands littered across as you see Marcel Cinčić's point of view here. Heads through this very tricky left-hander, which is Sachs curve. He'll then just push on the throttle gently before taking the curbs as well, and then it's round Sud curve, which will then lead him through towards the main straight. He'll land the first lap time here in this session. Marcel Cinčić looking to carry on the R8G performance that we've seen at Spa. Can they do the same here? What's the time going to be? Marcel Cinčić gets a good time, a 36.473. He's on.
Why is my chat upside down?
No, we're looking sort of mid to low 36s is good. We have had 1 minute 35 set in practice just before this from guess who? Josh Rogers, of course it was. Tommy Usgaard then across the line looking to break the 36.4,
hang on.
but can't do it with a
That's bizarre.
36.8. Rietveld going faster in the first sector, though, looking decent in the second.
Very nice line through the final corner as well. Here comes Jeffrey Rietveld.
Oh, how's everyone doing?
Top spot in the first race yesterday. And comes across the line, takes the top spot too.
Who's ready for round 2? Hockenheim. Let's see how this looks on the sim, shall we?
See what he can do across the line. 20.3, 45.7 as he crosses the line. It is only good enough for a 36.5.
Can the Mercedes do any better than they did yesterday, which is pretty poor?
In the first quarterfinal yesterday, what can he do in this one?
Well, Matt Backham, he's got to try and deliver something.
Can
had a difficult day yesterday. Can they
base team get someone out of the quarterfinals?
A 36.575. I think you'll be pleased, but here comes Moritz Lerner, and he was rapid yesterday.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the sector. Seems to have lost quite a bit in that first sector.
Will the Audi be strong here?
See what it is though across the line. As he
P3.
He's only good enough for third. I think he might have lost all that time in that first.
Come on, Apex Racing.
Support
the Brits, guys. Support the Brits.
Jamie Fluke as well coming through the final corner himself. Where can he put the Apex Racing car up towards the line? And certainly for Jamie Fluke, goes 6th fastest, so 136.614. A little bit off, should we say, in terms of pace.
Yeah, there's that 20 points.
How's everyone doing now? All good?
The BMW can kind of get away with it in the first corner. They can absolutely destroy that curb on the inside. For the BMW M Team BS competition, decent lap time to go third.
Hey, Tom.
Looks like it's a bit of a struggle. 45.6 in the middle looks decent, but that first sector's a struggle.
Yeah, Fury are now looking to also.
Morning, Bob. Morning, Bob.
Victor Veloso goes 8th fastest in this classification. We got Lucas Muller as well heading through, of course, representing Team FaZe.
Exactly, Bald. Exactly.
Through the final corner, you just see him there, just taking all the curb on entrance and exit.
With
through across the line. Where's he going to park his car, Lucas Muller? Is it enough to go up the order? 36.9.
No. Seems to be a lot tighter off the bat at Hockenheim than it was at Spa. Shorter track, isn't it, as well?
He crosses it and goes to 8, despite having a decent first and an okay second. Dennis Schrödinger, this is looking pretty tasty to me. Yeah, Schrödinger, of course, making it through to the semis.
Sounds good, kid.
Certainly did work hard, could not quite reach the final, but will cross the line. We're hoping for bigger things.
I am. I'm supporting Missed Apex Racing, and I'm also supporting one particular team.
Only 9. That is a surprise. I would have expected him to be faster than that, but qualifying session complete. First one of the day.
Enjoy your meal. Oh, thanks, Matthias. It's nothing fancy. It's literally scrambled egg in a bagel.
Obviously, it's a very urgent right-hander. Not quite 90 degrees, but enough to send you off track if you don't pick your braking points. And you've got to think about the other cars around you as well, because they could be major disruptors at a circuit such as this.
I'm intrigued to see. I've got a feeling there's going to be more carnage at Hockenheim than there is going to be at Spa. Shorter track. Obviously, you've got the hairpin as well, which always throws up some interesting moves.
Absolutely. I mean, test of strength, particularly turn 1, particularly turn 2, that's where it is.
Yeah, well, there you go, folks. Here is the grid order. Jeffrey Rietveld on pole. Alongside him, Marcel Chinchik following on his great form from yesterday. Philip Denez there in 3rd with Moritz Lerner in 4th place. Mac Backham sits in
just playing the new Harry Potter, Dan? Oh, mate, how good is that? I need to try and put some time aside to play it. More time. How did I like the game stream so far? Promising. Still obviously some teething issues, it seems, because it is in effect an alpha version of the game, or a beta version of the game. But promising. Promising is what I'd say.
On the right foot, right? Yeah, he did. As he did yesterday. Pole position, looking for a pole position race victory. But it's about how, you know, the ties go off for the race now. I've been having a chat with Dom Duren, who is not here.
Quarterfinals were good yesterday because there was a real sense of jeopardy because of obviously only the top 6 qualify. So people really do send it and actually make some moves. So I'm expecting the same again today. And especially the guys who missed out yesterday wanting to really make up for it. Wow. What's his field of view like? How far out is his field of view? Well, Movi, the closed beta was supposed to have been out in end of Jan. Well, it was originally December, then it got pushed back to end of Jan, and then they cancelled it to prepare for this. So I don't know when the closed beta will be. I honestly think the game will be out next year. It won't be out this year. They keep pushing back timelines. This event is happening throughout the year as well. So I don't see them. I don't know how much resource they've got, but if they've cancelled the closed beta to prepare for this event, then they clearly haven't got enough resource to focus on both at the same time, like for the general public release, that's for sure. Same, Matthias, same. It's a bold move. It's a bold move to have this event as, in effect, your first look at the game for a lot of people. So they've signed up. They clearly signed up to a contract and timeframes that they thought they could achieve. They thought they probably would be a lot further in development than they are now. And this event has come around and they haven't been able to back out of it because there's too much money being put up front. So that's my thoughts on it. That's what it kind of. That's what it kind of gives off. The vibe it gives off.
Obviously, like I said, adds that level of protection, as Lewis so rightly said, but also that nice level of comfort as well. Big shake of the head from Luke Crane. I'm not sure he's a gloves man. Or maybe he's just disappointed about you talking about.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, Tom.
Sure, but I'm probably faster than him in a kart anyway, so we'll take
but the main reason for this event is to build up hype and to build up sales, potential sales and sign-ups for their beta and for their game. And I think this is, I think it's done its job so far. Obviously, day 2, you're only as good as your last race, as they say. So I think all of the good that happened yesterday, if they run into issues today, then or it looks terrible today, that's going to be the last thing in people's minds. So today is, and if anything, more important than it is yesterday. The job's only half done.
Who do you think is going to win?
In this race?
Yes.
Rietveld.
He's going to do it again.
I think Jeffrey Rietveld. Again, you can also let us know on Twitter, etc. At ESL_R1 or just hashtag ESLR1 with no underscore. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, and here come
right, here we go. First race. How many people are going to lose it on the first lap? I'm going to say 2. Here they go. Tucks in behind. Everyone really wide.
Trying to get himself into the mix too. He's being joined as well by Matt Backham in the mix with Dennis Schrodinger taking a tight line through this next one. Very soon they're going to Parabolica, a big moment from
saves it. He saves it. Fair play. First time down into the hairpin. What are they going to do? Merckx tucked in behind. Oh no, he's going 3 wide.
3 wide because Bono House is on the scene.
3 wide now, and certainly Bono House looking to try and regather his
Go on. Go on.
race yesterday, but a double overtake as they make their way.
It's not done yet. Oh, it's not done yet. It's not done yet.
Yeah, absolutely crazy between them. Bono House with a big
Great move. Great move from Ben. Go on, Mercedes. Moritz won't give it up easy, though. Top 6 qualifier, so Ben is leading the pack. Send it up.
No, remember they had 3 drivers in the final, and look, they rub shoulders again.
Jamie Fluke. Remember, top 6 qualifier, guys. Go on, Fluke. Oh, some good saves.
Yeah, great move. You don't see too many coming down into the Sachs curve, but he managed to make that one stick. Jeffrey Rietveld leads the first of 13 laps around the Hockenheim ring. A brilliant effort from him. I thought Marcel Chinchik actually...
Great move with a double overtake by Ben, though. Ballsy.
What we saw from Marcel Chinchik yesterday, I can say now, unless it's a mistake from Rietveld, I think Rietveld has this because Chinchik was playing a really smart game as there's 3 wide in the background. Yeah, Victor Veloso coming together.
Oh, here we go again. Top 6 qualifiers. That's the thing, they have to make moves. They have to send it.
You can just see there now Veloso. Try and bring himself into the mix here. Obviously, Furia trying to go, but they go 3 wide now in this situation. Osgaard coming into the fight as they make their way.
Get off of him. Who's the guy on the inside?
It's the Furia car. You can see the FaZe car as well of Lucas Muller with Osgaard now side by side together as they head through towards this next right. It's a duel between these 2. Who comes out on top? Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, that's 2 laps and 2 double moves. Tommy Osgaard's going to go around the outside of the arena. That's a big send back from Lucas Muller. You can make a move.
Has he hung it around the outside there? What a move. Oh, he ain't even got it done yet.
Down towards Mobile 1. They're still side by side. They're losing time hand over fist, and we could be seeing the last of these 2. Yeah, and don't count out Victor Veloso.
It's gone. He's gone. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen. Ah, they were side by side for so long.
The marker has already gone down, scratched off the list. I don't think Muller's going anywhere again.
Brilliant. Have they said anything about VR yet? Noted. I believe from a load of the creators and esports guys were invited to the Invitation Alpha in Germany. My channel wasn't large enough to be invited by them. They did have, I believe, a section upstairs for VR use, so I think there is intention for there to be VR support. Haven't read too much about it since then. But yeah, Matthias, yeah, I'm open to playing more games. One of the reasons why we spoke on stream yesterday about myself upgrading my setup and going to like an ultra-wide monitor, because I'd love to play a bit more like kind of ACC and other sims, but the VR support isn't good enough. So I'd like to branch out a little bit into other sims. Look at this though. A little bit jittery on the replay, but still looks good pretty much. I'll give it that. So yeah, I've always said I like the best of both worlds. I'll never dip away from VR. I love VR and the immersion it brings. But for doing like endurance races and just for playing other sims in general and other games, I'd like to have a monitor to play on. I do have obviously my 2 monitors, but they're not ultra wide, they're not triples. It's just a single monitor, and I don't want to do that really. So I think it would be as good, Tom. I think it would be as good. Hey Sam, welcome buddy. Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I think it would be. I think anything on LAN is. I think anything on LAN is going to be good because there's not that delay. There's not that input delay. You're not racing against people on the other side of the world like you are in iRacing or just in any sim, really. Go on, Mercedes. They had a bit of a shocker yesterday. They both got done. The first 2 guys got done in the first race, or in their quarterfinals. No fault of their own, so they deserve to qualify for this. But Ben's still. So he's 4th, 5th and 6th are behind him. 7th and 8th. These 2, Jamie Fluke and Bobby Stableford.
Well, Jamie Fluke is obviously given up waiting. Currently sat in P8. Would love to make a move on Robbie Stapleford. Provides a switchback as well.
Oh, is he going to get it done? Go on, Fluke. Oh, he's going to send it. He's going to send it.
It's a big risk for Jamie Fluke, but he's going to try
and
certainly nail down a Fluke here at this point. Just push Stapleford nearly into the gravel trap.
It does seem like in this sim, I don't know if you've noticed, it does seem like that they're able to like play around with the rear more. They're able to. There seems to be a lot more rear end grip than there is on iRacing. Like I thought, like there, the rear was going to go, and it just sticks. A new movie based on GT's Gran Turismo, really? I'm not too fussed about that, to be honest. Doesn't really entice me.
Job harder by making a move into that corner. You need to have a clean one into like the hairpin where you don't lose any time doing so.
Yeah, not only that, the tyre wear as well, because obviously they
downforce grip was a tad too high. It does seem it, doesn't it? It was the same. I can't remember the names of the corners, but as you exit the Kemmel Straight at Spa, it was very similar movement there. Like the change in direction just seemed to be like they're going through there very quick. I mean, look, it's a different sim. Maybe that's how it is in real life. I've never driven a GT3 car, so I don't know. Maybe iRacing is not as reflective to real life as what we think in GT3 cars, but it does seem a touch. I don't know. When I'm expecting it to go, it just sticks, and I'm like, oh, okay. So at the moment, this is working out well for the top 6. Top 3 are qualified, unless they make a real bad mistake, which I don't think they're going to do. But Ben, Moritz, and Backham. This is working out a dream for them because I think Fluke's got the pace to catch up to the back of him, but he needs to get past Bobby Stableford. He's just holding him up at the moment. He can't catch the top 6. iRace is a bit too punishing as well, yeah. IR, the newest GT3 time model in the last 6 months, has given the IR cars a bit more edge grip. Surprise. Hey Connor, welcome buddy. Focus more on VR sport. I think VR is a logical way for sim racing to go in the future. Yeah, so it's still, I mean, sim racing is niche, isn't it? As it is. I mean, it's becoming more mainstream. And then VR is a niche of that niche. Oh no, Fluke's lost it. Damn it.
He's not happy about that.
I think he might have gone down the inside of
He was trying. He was trying. He had to do something. He had to do something with. He's running out of laps.
Disappointment. But again, in these kind of races, there is that disappointment because it's kind of.
I think until VR maybe becomes a little bit more affordable, a little bit more accessible, people still think of them as like big bulky things. They come a little bit more streamlined. Then I think then sims and games and that will take it more seriously. But it's still quite niche, isn't it? Yeah, definitely, Errol. Yeah, they'll make changes. There'll be changes between this and the next race, which I don't know when that is, but they've got a schedule. So.
Well, I mean, 7th and 8th. I don't know about you, George, but we've got a battle closing. Obviously, it's not going to be.
They're way too quick. Yeah, I think there was 2 seconds a lap quicker. Or I think there was 2 on qualifying time. They were 2 seconds quicker than the real life GT3 at Spa.
Of course, that's what Robbie Stapleford, I'm sure. I have no doubt will be off at. There's 2 beautiful men.
There's nothing in this game that makes it stand out so far. Yeah. I think that's always difficult to do though with GT3s. I think unless you've got like multi-class racing, you've got different disciplines on the track at the same time. Watching, so the thing is with watching racing. Oh no, just too late. He had to go for it. Sorry, going back to it, I think when watching sim racing, it's difficult to tell the differences, other than the actual kind of aesthetic look. Maybe Sam, what you see, mate. The actual physics of it, until there's little things that we can pick out, but until we actually get our hands on it and get a feel for it, that's only when we're going to be able to tell if it's an actual improvement on any other games or sims that are out there. It's not like watching Call of Duty where there's different mechanics and there's different like score streaks, kill streaks, etc., different maps. All we really have to go from is what we can see here, like now. I think it looks good. It looks better than I thought it was going to look. I thought there'd be a few more glitches and a few more hitches, but so far it seems to have gone off without a hitch. Hey Kaka, welcome buddy. Good to see you, mate.
4 shakes of the head there from Jamie Fluke. There is a look at race control. Mac Backham has received a using track limits at turn.
And he's in P6 as well. Uh-oh.
Maybe there is hope. This is it. If you're Stapleford, Osgard, Fluke,
It's 4.5 laps remaining.
in the race, because there is a lot of laps on it. You're going through turn 1 a lot of times. 13 over the race, of course. You exceed that too many times. Trust me, race control, they're going to ping you, and it will be a drive-through, I believe. For
Race has fizzled out a little bit at the moment. Top 6 aren't going to do anything drastic.
If you cut over those track limits, you are in jeopardy, folks, of certainly potentially losing.
Well, I think I agree, Blister, but I think the reason what will make people go to this over ACC is ACC is not free of its issues, and I think the biggest one for ACC is the online. I mean, the fact of it, they have to use a third party company, LFM or whatever it is, to actually get any decent online racing. The key to this, I think still the key to this sim being successful will be the online multiplayer. And I think that's the key for any sim really. Because that's what people want to do. We want to race against other people, race against each other. It's why we get drawn back to iRacing all the time. We discussed this yesterday on stream. So it's one thing to have great physics, but if you haven't got a decent online system, then people aren't going to play it. Oh, wow. That was good.
Yeah, I know that is on replay. That's happened recently, but still super effort.
Yeah, exactly. I hope they do add open wheel. I hope they add prototypes as well, or the hypercars. I don't want to see just another GT series. With respect, if it is just GT cars, I'm not going to be too interested in playing this sim. I'm a bit of a speed freak. I like to race the hypercars, race the open wheel cars. And GT3's just... Ooh. But they're 2.5 seconds behind with 3 laps remaining, or 4 laps remaining. They're not going to catch up with Backham. They're not going to make up 2.5 seconds. More is to see manufacturers collaborating with sims, such as the Merc iRacing deal, rather than new sim platforms. Yeah. I think Porsche have gone into partnership with Rennsport. I think that's a deal that they're doing, or that they've done. Yeah, exactly, James. I think we like the option, don't we? We like the option of having dipping into other series and dipping into other cars. Just having GT3s just becomes a bit boring, and I think, like with any series as well, like it's very easy to have a few races where the racing is very poor, it's quite demoralising, and you get fed up with it, and you want to just go into a different series and experience something fresh. And if this is just going to be GT cars, then you're going to get that possibility again. Well, Tam, I think they said on their schedule, on their roadmap, they was aiming for the end of this year. I don't think they will. I just, the fact of it, the closed beta hasn't even been... Oh!
I mean, that was a proper look. He gave it a go, but did not make his...
That BMW is a wide boy, isn't it?
He's fancying it. I think this is it. They've kind of accepted their position, and they're just here not only to put on a show, but to make their way through. A risky business, but he's given up waiting, and he can't afford... He knows the time's running out. 3 laps now, essentially.
Yeah, GT... I mean, any series can be fun. I don't enjoy racing GT3 too much on iRacing. I don't enjoy the style of racing. There's too much... There's too many sends, there's too many bumps and stuff, and it's just like, oh, for God's sake. Honestly, expected every game to do the same. It'd be a serious burden on people's pockets. Maybe Blister, but I think the thing is that live service games is kind of how the industry is going. iRacing has had that model for a very long time. Fortnite has it. I mean, you get continued improvements. So if it was something that was stagnant, then fair enough. I wouldn't pay for it. But because you see actual improvements and updates and new content coming to the platform, I don't mind playing it. That's my personal preference anyway, or opinion. CSC streams, it's the same car and same tracks, a little variation. Yeah. I don't feel like... I've never watched an ACC stream and gone, I really want to jump into that. It's never... Yeah, it's never really enticed me. It's probably got the best sound design on any platform. The sound is amazing. Like, you really do feel like you're in a hollowed out car with the roll cage and hearing the turbos and stuff like that. But, yeah. NMP2 is a good car. I always enjoyed that car. Just hope they add more hypercars, which apparently they are. Hopefully we get... I think we're going to get the Caddy. I think we're going to get the Porsche.
Well, Revolver, pretty much a carbon copy of what we saw last time at Spa-Francorchamps. But look at Marcel Chinchik, too, in second place. Consistent performances from Redline and RAG. Currently...
I'm rich. I'm far from rich, Blister. I do okay. I do okay, but yeah, I'm far from rich. Wish I was, because I could do this full time, but... but as Sims got older and less new things added, I feel like he's getting to the end of his life. Yeah, I think so. Especially if this comes out.
I had doubt for the mouse. You know, doubt for the mouse. How can you doubt the mouse? I did a little bit. It was just something where, you know, at the start of the season.
This race has fizzled out, hasn't it? Come on, end it already.
I was curious as to whether it was too much of a super team. If you kind of get what I mean, that maybe there was too much ego in there. There was too much ferocity. Where they weren't
yes, Connor. Yeah, the Caddy and the Porsche hypercar will be coming to iRacing is my belief. There's been a tweet from Steve Myers, who's the president of iRacing, something like that. He's very high up. And he said, yeah, there's more on the way. The Cadillac. You think iRacing has a very strong relationship with IMSA. It has a very strong relationship with American cars and series because they're an American-based company. So I'd expect probably the Cadillac to come first, unless they've already scanned the Porsche. We could get in the Porsche at the same time. But I fully expect all of the hypercars that are in the IMSA series to be on iRacing. So that's the BMW, the Cadillac, the Porsche. Will we get the Acura? I don't know. The Acura has never been on iRacing, so I don't know. But the Acura was never on iRacing because it used the Orica chassis, I believe, and Orica had a partnership with RF2 when it was an LMP2 car. So I think that's why, or prototype. So that's why they were never on iRacing. I think that's the case. I could be completely wrong, but imagine instead of course 2 becomes monthly as well. AC2 is a game changer. Yeah, but it depends if they've got the live model to it. The live, if they're able to make it worthwhile. iRacing have proven over the years that that model works for them, and that they actually give something back. I don't think other sims can necessarily come in and do that to start off with, anyway. There'd be too many, I would think, with 8-car limit. Maybe. Oh, mate, yeah, it needs the rolling bump start. If you don't include that, then I want a refund. There we go. Team Redline winner, chicken dinner, first race, quarterfinal.
Super effort, and once again a brilliant drive.
So we lose Bobby Stableford, Tommy Ostergaard, Jamie Fluke, Shongina, Veloso, one of the FaZe team. FaZe still haven't got a car through to the semi-finals, I don't think.
I don't know, experience, I guess. Yeah, it was. Maybe it looked a bit easier than it was because it's very difficult to be consistent on this track. And of course,
he won his quarterfinal yesterday as well.
Yeah, I think it was a good race, all under control.
So what you're saying is we need someone to maybe like tickle you or like move the sim rig around a bit more just to increase the challenge, because I mean, it's just too easy, right?
Well, yeah, maybe. Who knows?
I'll spray you with some water next race then.
Preferably not.
Gamer Muscle being a roaming presenter.
What a way to kick things off. Quarterfinal 1 done and dusted. Jeffrey Rietveld once again showcasing that incredible skill set he owns.
Team Redline are back in form. Apologies for my voice, by the way. Team Redline are back on form.
Oh my God, what is that shirt all about?
Out of the gate, getting someone through for the first time after having to wait until the 4th round. Also,
the guy on the right has actually improved his shirt from yesterday. Actrovision. Shocking shirt, buddy. Shocking shirt.
He's got himself P2.
FaZe is in the COD, guys. Yes, Tam. They actually have Crimsix. I don't know if you know who he is. Yeah, Call of Duty Pro. He's actually racing here for FaZe. I wonder if he's still wearing his Nikes from yesterday. Hey, James. You heard the shirt before you saw it. You know what that shirt reminds me of? You know when your TV goes to static? It's like that.
We lost 2 positions actually. He was comfortably in 4th, so something's happened there.
Oh yeah, what happened with Ben?
Unfortunately, lose Fluke, Stapleford.
At least Mercedes qualified though. Good to see him get through. They got absolutely shafted yesterday.
It really is. 6 people. They're going home, maybe to the bar, but probably looking after their teammates.
I'm trying to. I can't even see what's on it.
Well, so I'm here with Bono Huis, and after yesterday, the first race didn't go well, but today...
Is it Bono or Ben?
A bit of a recovery there. It's got to relieve you a little bit now.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is the right word. I can hold it if you want. Yeah, it was definitely a terrible day for us yesterday. Not a good day at all. We didn't seem very quick around Spa. It looks a bit better today.
Bono. What a name, Bono.
Compared to the other guys. So yeah, glad to start off the day for the team like this, and hopefully the rest will follow now into the semi-finals with me.
So what I really loved was at the start of the race there, you did some like sneaky ninja moves up the inside. It was 3.
Yeah, it was a great move, to be fair to him.
Were you just
waiting
for them to like maybe slow each other down and then you send it up the inside, or was that planned out, or did it just happen spontaneously?
So the first lap, you mean?
Yeah.
The first lap, yeah. I was just trying to take it easy. I saw the gap behind.
Oh
was
my
quite
God,
big.
what someone said there.
So yeah, I was just trying to back it up for the hairpin, basically, so to get a good run to the hairpin. I mean, and then sort of the door opened up, and yeah, I could go down the inside, and that was that.
Absolutely fantastic. I loved watching that. Good driving. Right, guys, it's your favourite part. It's the part where you get the kettle on and you make yourselves a cup of tea, because we're off to a break.
Oh, okay. Off to a break. Am I going to get done for copyright there? I actually got done for copyright for a 30-second... on their highlights video, they had some song playing in the background, and I got done for copyright for that song for over an hour-long stream. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Well, bit of the first lap was interesting, and then it fizzled out very quickly, that race, because P7, or the guys behind P6 and P7 and that couldn't get close to them, could they? So you want the microwave background radiation, which is remnant of the beer. Music copyright is annoying, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that they're using copyrighted music, actually, in their own stuff. I mean, clearly they've paid for it, or they will be paying for it, but it seems a bit strange. Watching the inballs, they seem to have so much grip to yank on the wheel like that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you see it, there's certain times where when they go through, like, when they have to change a direction, the rear looks like it's gonna go, and it just stays, and you're like, oh, okay. Something I'm not familiar with, obviously, coming from iRacing, that's for sure. But yeah, if you can hit the like button, guys, it'd be much appreciated. We only have 9 likes and there's 20 of you in here. Come on, can we get a like for every single person that's in the stream? I've even liked my own stream. Yes, I am one of those people. You know, helps the algorithm and stuff. But let's have a quick look at Twitter, see if anything is occurring on there. Everyone's posting their Bathurst results from yesterday. Let's while we got 2 minutes left, let's have a look. Ooh, that BMW looks a bit bent, doesn't it, at the front there? Is this supposed to be a chicane? You know, you know what this is? This is when the esports teams figure out an exploit. But this is just real life. What is that? If you want to see the most useless chicane in the world, there it is. Oh, that's brilliant. This is behind the scenes. Oh god, that shirt again. James looks like a lost puppy. Look at him. Look. So what am I doing? caught the fight between Matt Malone and Jimmy at the end of the race last night. Matt did a solo race and got DQ. Oh, yeah, he does that every year. Yeah, he does it every year. Does it for charity. I think it's his 4th year in a row, 5th year in a row. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick search for him. I think the stream will be back up now. 5 years. 5 years in a row. Wow. Fair play to him. That takes some doing. All right, they're back.
Quarterfinal number 2 is happening very, very shortly. Which teams are under pressure? Which teams can relax a little bit more?
Well, Apex Racing Team, they didn't get a driver through yesterday. They had 3 drivers.
Yeah, McLaren and Aston Martin tomorrow. I'm hoping that one of them's in the evening, at least, so that I can do a live reveal. Live reveal? Live stream. Tony Kanal's setup is amazing. Yeah. He's got 32s, isn't he? Proper wraparound immersive. Baldwin's in this one, and Yuri. Yuri's like 6'8". It's massive. Watch the camera, ready? It goes up to Yuri.
On Graham Carroll's naughty list for BMW BS competition, it's Rainer Talvar. Our 4th driver then with multiple Logitech G Challenge finals appearance.
He's an ACC driver.
Looking to make up for yesterday, it's Porsche Coander's Dane.
He had a big issue yesterday. Cruising in P3 and then binned it. There you go. Whoop.
Porsche Cup Brazil vice champion for Furia. It's Kai Calavera.
Hey Theo, welcome buddy.
Project Cars 2 world champion back in the day. Mercedes AMG Petronas is James.
Calm, James.
Just missing out on semi-final yesterday by 1 spot. It's Williams Esports.
McLaren is at 6 o'clock and Aston at 8. Oh, perfect. I will be leaving work at 5 o'clock on the dot tomorrow to make it home in time.
Finished Porsche Cup champion for Heroic. It's Thomas Tartar.
Boo Williams.
I keep saying it. Every single grid is stacked because it absolutely is right. I can't call this one. I think this is probably the most open race of the day.
Did you see they've replaced, well, I don't know if they've replaced, but they've announced some new they've announced some new what is it? Some new team managers. Wonder if they got rid of the other one. What do I work with? I'm a quantity surveyor, so I work in construction. So I deal with the money, making sure people get paid, that sort of stuff. Making sure people are assessing their work, making sure I'm not overpaying them, they're not overclaiming, things like that. QC, brick counting, yeah. QS. QC, I'm a lawyer.
So if he can make mistakes, anybody can. And if we go to the end of the season, we've got to remember 24.
I mean, get it right, Tom.
Make it through to the majors in Munich, and that means bad start with 2 races. It's a lot harder to come back. And if you have 2 great races here in Poland, it means that you're on your way on that journey to Munich. Of course, you've got to go home first, but then you're on your way to Munich.
We're cheering on Apex and we're cheering on Mercedes here. Cheering on the Brits. Keep you guys honest. That's a polite way of saying it, Tom. Go on, tell me what you really think of us QSs.
Or indeed improve the product for the drivers as well. So please take the time to fill out that survey. It's really important that we grow.
It all depends on which QS you get, to be fair.
That's one of the things I love about Rennsport, the fact they are open to the community. And
some of them can be proper dicks. Some of them, like myself, I like to think I'm fair.
They are giving feedback constantly. And in fact, that's a really interesting part about this championship.
Merc still struggling. No, they got one through. He made a great move up. He went 3 wide on the first lap and did a double overtake from P6 to P4 on the first lap. And I think he might have got a penalty at the end or something because he finished in P6. But yeah, one Merc through, which is good.
Max Bennick won yesterday for Mals. We're now going to head to James, who's with his team manager.
4 months, time flies. Oh, yeah, thank you for the resub again, Kaka.
From the team managers, and the nerves of it being the first event have gone, and now it's just turned into, oh my god, we really need to win this.
One of those guys when he goes out to bat is brutal and just destroys our subbies when they do stuff outside the contracts.
I'm going to go over now and talk to the
yeah, I mean you got to stay within the contracts. Like within your scope of works, really.
Was that you had a lot of drivers running wide off the track, and in the previous race, one of them got
it all depends.
Cutting the track. Are you talking to your drivers?
Why has it still got mute on there? I don't want
to
that.
not go over those white lines, or?
Well, first of all, it wasn't our driver; it was the Porsche one. So I think our driver was perfectly fine. But of course, we're trying to keep it within track limits. But I think sometimes it was like 3 wide.
All that money on offer, and it's just a bit of tape and a bit of paper printed off, stuck to the back of a monitor to show us who's the team, who are the team coaches and stuff.
Really happy for Max to win the first ESL R1 event ever. But also, like as I've said yesterday, mixed feelings. Yuri dropped out early. I hope he gets another or a better race today. So good luck to him.
Well, I'm expecting good things, so you better deliver.
Okay, guys. Brilliant.
With that, we're going to head off.
All the budget went on the rigs and the production. Someone forgot to bring their laminator. Oh, we've got another 4 minutes of fucking adverts or waiting around. God's sake. Yeah, they clearly forgot to ask the Saudis for a laminator, didn't they? Or a proper label maker. You won't say what you think about QS's, Connor. Oh, I know, there's a few of us in the industry who make a bad name for ourselves. Or for everyone. The minority spoil it for the majority, as they say. Alright, well, back to Twitter for 4 minutes. By the way, actually, no, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go onto my own channel. Anyone see the start that I had in my recent race? Did anyone see the start? Go watch this video, guys. Go like it. Watch this. On the grass. On the grass. I've never had to do that before. On the grass, not the start I expected. Saw it in your mirrors, James. Oh, okay. Well, hang on a second. Hang on, guys. Where are we going? Let's just forward this on a touch. Where are we? Where are we? As we forward it on. Is it here? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Who's that? Who's that? I'm not going past there. Bye, James. See ya. And we get the double DRS as well. Oh, because I knew you had the pace. Yeah. Oh. Then big wobble from him there. Oh, still 2.5 minutes left to go, guys. Oh, I'm not playing the sound because I got copyrighted last time. So we're just going to wait. Bro, don't make me put up the one of 56 minutes of you bidding it in a race. Do you know what? It's actually... That's actually, it's funny you mentioned that. I'm actually going to go through all of my videos where I've crashed in the W13. Because there's a lot of them. And I'm going to do a little montage, a little compilation video of all the times I've lost it in the W13. Exactly, Kaka. Exactly. Because there's been quite a few of them. Do spins count? Yeah, I'm going to put spins in as well. The car has caught me out so many times, man. Daytona, anyone? Nah. Should name it Scott Revisits Curbs. Oh, God, yeah. This car and curbs, man. Right, 1 hour... 1 hour? 1 minute 30 to go. Not long. Hopefully the next race is a little bit more interesting. Oh, no. Oh, I blame you for my pace at Canada. Why did you blame me for what? Because you saw me crashing it into the Wall of Champions. It's a weird one. The W12, we could go over the curbs and we could maintain throttle, but when you're in the W13, you maintain throttle, the car just goes. So you have to lift off properly, like fully. That's what I've realised. I mean, maybe I'm only just realising this now. I don't know if it's the case at other tracks, but you really have to be off throttle for the car to settle when you go over curbs. If you stay on throttle, then it just goes. So what do I think the point of this series is and how the ESL make money off of it? I think the point of this series is just to kind of... I think it's a marketing strategy from Rennsport. I'm intrigued to see... So this is why I'd like to know the ins and outs of it, business-wise. Who approached who? Now, I'm suspecting Rennsport maybe pitched this to ESL. They pitched it to some people that they know who have got contacts and gone, I think we should do this. It's a great marketing strategy from them. It's a very aggressive one because this was always going to happen on a beta version of the game. It was never going to be a full public release version or completed version of the game. So it's a very bold marketing strategy from them. And I don't know, maybe the guys at ESL or maybe some of the clans have been getting interested in sim racing. F1's become more popular. Sim racing off the back of that has become more popular. And they've seen the success of F1 esports and how popular and how big a viewership that gets. And maybe they thought, right, it's time we get into sim racing. I mean, I don't know. I think it's ultimately, for Rennsport, it's a marketing strategy. For ESL, I'm not so sure. Maybe ESL just wanted to be the first one to get in there and go, let's get in there first and let's get the biggest sim racing esports event in there first, because like LAN wise as well, because everything else is online, like the Porsche Esports Cup, the F1 esports. F1 esports used to be LAN, didn't it, before COVID for a couple of years, and then it's gone. Now it's gone to being obviously in all their esports centres and stuff, like remote. So
trying to get these cars to be as equal as they possibly can be, whilst keeping the same characteristics of the cars that we know and love. For example, the Porsche, very twitchy.
Yeah, it does show them off, but everyone will ask. The question is, like, it is Rennsport. I am surprised there's not more branding, to be fair, for Rennsport. Someone mentioned it in stream yesterday. I'm surprised there's not more branding in the production in itself for Rennsport. You see a little bit of it in the sim, but it's mainly just ESL, ESL, ESL. I'm surprised there's not even like a little Rennsport logo somewhere.
Very, very soon.
Quarterfinal 1 had a race winner being Jeffrey Rietveld. He represents Team Redline, and now we're going to meet the whole team.
I think, Tom, I think generally... I think genuinely now, so let's just pause this for a second. I think genuinely now I think actual motorsports teams see sim racing as a genuine segue into real life racing, and it's a much cheaper and affordable way for them to find someone who is much cheaper and affordable way. And that's the wrong way, isn't it? Because normally it's people paying to racing driving. But yeah, I think genuinely sim racing now has a much more real life connection. It's not just something that we do at home now. There are guys who are real life sim racers who are being scouted and then promoted into some real life drives and doing quite well from it. And I think that's maybe why esports is being taken more seriously by the bigger teams, hence why Mercedes has their own team, Williams F1 team, and I think you'll probably see some other F1 teams go into it as well, and just other real life teams, because they see the genuine benefit behind the simulator work and the potential segue into a real life drive. So
he has to be very careful. Exactly. If he goes 5 kilometers over.
Yeah, true. But I think they're also quite realistic as well. Tom, I think all of these big companies and these teams, I think they're quite aware of how expensive it is to get into these motorsports. Sorry, to get into motorsports in general. And sim racing is a much more affordable way to get into racing. And it's a talent pool for them. It's a scouting place for them to find some potential talent that, rather than just some rich kid who's only been able to get to where he is because his dad has been able to pay for him to get to where he is. You still need talent to get up to top echelons. You don't get there just purely from money, but there's some very, very talented drivers out there who don't get an opportunity because they can't afford it. Sim racing is that segue into it. They're showing people own cars now than 10 years ago, in my opinion. It's a good way to promote their brands. True. It's all about money. If there wasn't money in it, they wouldn't do it. True. Stepping into an occasion. Everything comes back to money. A great lineup of drivers, folks, for this one. Obviously, you've got the likes of Ulas Zildjian, of course, historically involved in the F1 scene. Now steps in, of course, to ESL. Right. I think this race is going to be a little bit more interesting. Final appearance yesterday as well. He is definitely fast enough. If this Warren was like anything like he was yesterday, he ain't going to hold back. Neither is Yuri. Yuri is going to be wanting to make a name for himself.
I've got live timing from in this session right now. You can all have that at home also by going on to whatever app store it is that you're on and typing in Rennsport and looking for the Rennsport companion app. Download it, get on there, check out R1 2023, and you can go and sort of have a little look through.
If I knew my channel would blow up, but the catch was you had to only race F1 games, would you do it? What, Codemasters games?
36.2 in the previous qualifying session to grab pole position, and Dane Warren is faster in this session already.
Good question.
36.1.
And he was fast yesterday as well.
Very fast. He was got knocked out in quarterfinals though.
Probably yes. And that's not me being a sellout. Probably yes, because I look at what I'm doing at the moment, like for a living. I love racing, and I would say, like, I don't love the Codemasters games. There's nothing special about them, but there's a segue. There's a segue of branching out from just F1 games, or branching out from those games, like YouTube. Like YouTube for me wouldn't just be the full-time career. There'd be ambition to do kind of hopefully some stuff in real life as well. I don't know, presenting, those sort of things. So yeah, and I'll earn a lot more money than what I'm doing at the moment. So yes, money does talk. But in an ideal world, like I'll never fully be. I don't just want to be a one-trick pony. That's why, like with the sim racing side of things, I want this channel to be a combination of in real life sim racing predominantly it is around F1. I love F1, but I love racing in general, and that's why it will always be like a combination of in real life and sim racing. Because I don't want to be a one-trick pony. I don't want to be one of these guys, like you said, who's just about F1, who just makes F1 career videos, who just sticks around on one game. Like at the moment, yes, predominantly it is iRacing, because that is, for VR in particular, which is what I race on, that has the best VR support, and for me it has the best F1 racing experience. And that's where I want to put my time into. And all the endurance races and stuff that come with it, the special events. But if the F1 games actually had good VR support, then I would do a few more videos on it and a bit more, put a bit more time into it, but it didn't. So it didn't really take my fancy. Yeah, the F1 career videos, people really seem to be involved in the story side of it.
It's strong. It's not incredible, but that 45.6. Well, that
oh, thanks, Tom. That's why I've tried to branch out a bit. I've tried to branch out a bit from just sim racing in VR and stuff, because it is niche. It is very niche. It's helped to grow the channel, but I won't stick to VR forever. As I said, I do want to go to a monitor setup at some point. Just to, and obviously the watch-alongs, and like recently what's been doing really well is the opinion videos. But for some reason people seem to value my opinion, or at least want to find out what I've got to say on certain things that have happened. So just doing things like that, really, mixing up the type of content, reaction stuff. Yeah.
Of course, Dane Warren, but now up towards the line for Yuri Kansdorp. Where's he going to park the car? 36.
Yeah, same here, James. Same here. They hate the esports guys. They really don't like the new game F122. They really don't like it. They race it because they had to, not because they liked it. I mean, I never raced the games before, so I can't comment on how the handling was and stuff, but
with a 36.5 is a shorter lap here at Spa. We expect them Hockenheim.
Don't think the Audis are doing too well here this week. Or this week, today at Hockenheim.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah, faster than Dane Warren's as well, heading up towards the line, second fastest with a 36.3.
I say that, and then he goes second fastest. Hey, CP, how's it going, buddy? Do I ever see myself going full time? It's the ambition, Tom. Yeah, it'd have to be financially viable, though. That's the main thing. Because obviously, being a QS, I do earn okay money, without going into detail. And there's progression in my job, but this is a passion. I really do enjoy doing this. I love the creative side to it. And the thing is, YouTube, it wouldn't just be YouTube, it'd be looking into doing other things off the back of that as well. So YouTube would be the hub, and then kind of branching off of that into, like, hopefully some in real life opportunities as well. Not necessarily like actually driving race cars. That I never expect. I'm too big and too old. But I don't know, presenting and other opportunities and things like in real life. I mean, look, if you see Gamer Muscle here is presenting this event as a roaming reporter. You're looking at like Tomo F1, who's hosted the Monday Sky Sports show as well. Those are sort of like opportunities that you can see that having a YouTube channel around racing, sim racing, F1 and stuff can present to you. So can you stream on YouTube and Twitch? I can, James, but the problem is I don't stream enough to make it worthwhile. So you can multi-stream, but it's just I don't stream enough anyway. I don't get the time. If I was full-time, then yes, but even then I would still only stream maybe like a few times a week. It takes up a lot of your time. I would be doing a little bit more production into some videos and things. Too big, too old. Yeah, I'm 6 foot. I'm not 6'3", 6'2". I'm 32 this year. I'm still, yeah, I still think I'm young, but like, do you know what I mean? If iRacing made a Formula A championship with prize pool for the esports guys, it would help channels like yours. Yeah, it would do, but it would never happen because it's Mercedes only. So politics and all. Oh, we're all the same age, James, Tom. Hey, friends. It's a good age, it's a good height, guys, isn't it? 91 babies, you know.
Where's the pace gone? Because we know that Kasdorp is fast.
I can fit in a Mazda. Feel young at 14, so you bloody should, Theo. 14 is a baby.
And I tell you what, it's going to be a case of which manufacturer, I suppose, could come out on top in this.
And you, Kaka.
Here at Hockenheim. Yeah, spookily enough, Dane Morin drives for Porsche because he's in a Porsche.
Your voices have just dropped.
He's a Porsche driver. The RHG of Erhan Yovski there being for Audi. James Baldwin being the Mercedes. Again, you can kind of see that Mercedes logo. That's all well and good. And then Team Redline bringing.
But yeah, one day, hopefully, this is a full-time gig. But it'd have to be, like anything, financially viable. But yeah, that's the dream. Who knows? Who knows? Could be sitting here at the end of this year, the channel blows up with the F1 watchalongs and F1 content and other stuff that I do, and could be looking back on this conversation fondly. But yeah, we'll see. Just keep going, keep the channel growing. That's what I'm looking at the moment. While I've got a full-time job and other commitments and stuff, just as long as it keeps growing over time, eventually, who knows? Hey, brothers, how's it going, mate? Rather watch a 20 grid of W13 than a grid of people driving around on the halo of the F1 Codemaster game. True, Connor, I would as well, but hasn't got the license, unfortunately, iRacing, is it? So.
They brought so much pace and so much consistency. They got all 4 cars out of the.
Oh, Tom, don't. I saw someone the other day, and I was like, they said they was 21, and it was like, oh yeah, I was 21, and I'm born in 2001, and I was like, hang on a second, someone who's 21 is born in the 2000s. That's not possible. This is Rennsport, Brad. So this is the new sim that actually is nowhere near complete yet. So they cancelled their closed alpha 2 times to prepare for this event. At the moment, there's only GT3 cars available on the sim, but it's not due to be released at earliest until the end of this year. They invited some creators and some esports guys out to test it middle of last year. But yeah, this is a €500,000 prize pool over 2 seasons this year. So yeah, it's probably going to replace ACC as the go-to GT3 sim. They haven't announced any other cars coming to the platform yet, but yeah, you've got all the big teams in here: Williams Esports, Mercedes, Mouse. Now they've got some Counter-Strike teams in here, putting their own sim racing teams. But yeah, is it totally standalone? Surely that model is dead because of how racing do it when it's constant. Yes, it is standalone. Yeah, the model still exists. There's still a point for it, an audience for it, because a lot of people don't like the subscription-based model of iRacing. But here we go. The race going. Don't know where the sound is. There we go. Kicked in. He's got a mega start there. It's built on Unreal Engine 5, which is the same engine that F1 Manager was built on. So the graphically, I think it looks okay. But at the moment, there's only 4 GT3 cars available. Oh, getting a bit bolshy there. Where's Baldwin? Baldwin's 3rd.
Coming out to the parabolica, inside line, tiger line for Ulas Zildarim. If he can play on the brakes, certainly to the optimized line. Oh, can he get it through?
Something that really bugs me about these commentators using tiger line. Tiger line is a golf reference, not a racing reference.
from Spa. That was such an incredible dive onto the brakes. He's not quite past, though, Oliveira. Neither is Brzezinski.
Oh, these two are getting bolshy.
This time, though, as they head through the right-hander, it might be advantageous.
Oh, wow.
Is
Where are you going?
That could be a cut track, potentially even a slowdown penalty for running that wide. He's going to hang on to the spot, and I don't know about you, George, that ain't within the rules.
Yeah, well, he's forfeit the position anyway. By the looks of it, he's just made his way through down the inside.
I bet you do, Wayne.
Of Yuri Kasdorp now outside line, a tap on the front, and a show of frustration there from Kasdorp. He certainly didn't appreciate that one.
Where is Yuri? 9th. Oh no. He's got some time to make up. It's going to be tough. It feels quite tightly packed though. Graphics look, but yeah, it does look a lot better. Unreal Engine 5 is definitely the way forward. It's where you're going to see a lot of games in general and any future sims and stuff. Oh, we should go get a bit bolshy. 4 of them going down to the hairpin. These two are going to get a toe each from these two in front while they're side by side. Surely. Oh no, they're not close enough. I mean, it's got a few teething issues, but yeah, it looks a lot better. Oh, he's going to send it. Oh. Oh, he gets nudged from behind. This is all for 9th position. Yeah, that's it. Definitely looks questionable over the curbs. Oh my god. This is great racing, but this is not good for these. They need top 6. Yeah, look, over the curves, it looks a little bit questionable. Sometimes it looks like the cars are floating as well. I haven't really seen too much damage. I don't know if they've got it very turned down. There hasn't really been any big incidents in... Oh!
Lots of traction. Tatler very nearly loses it. A little smirk. Definitely, I think it may be a smile, but also
yeah. See, I mean, there should be visible damage on there, and there isn't anything at the moment. So I don't know if it's just performance only, and it's visibly turned off. It is an alpha only, an alpha version of this game. So maybe they've completely, maybe they haven't got that far yet. Unreal Engine 5 is better VR than Unreal Engine 4, but ACC uses the lack of it. Yeah, ACC was horrible, Carl. Absolutely horrible for VR support.
He sent it in there, as does Oliveira. He sent it in, and I think that's Thomas Tatler, or sorry, Azildarim, who's gone wide because of his 5-second time penalty, but it was properly sent in, and now Mouse have come through. Yeah, and he's bunched the entire field up now. Keiki Oliveira ahead of Ulas Azildarim, but Azildarim not done yet. Outside line now through
this lot at the back are absolutely going for it. But they're so far behind P6.
Here at Hockenheim ring, Azildarim now plants himself in between the two as they now round this next
damage is off. Oh, okay.
Lead them through towards the stadium section out of turn 11 in towards turn 12.
It's a bit strange they've got damage off though. Maybe because they're not confident on the damage model.
Here on lap 3. Yeah, we've got some crazy stuff happening. Drone cam is out. We can see exactly what's been going on. Of course, this was Kasdorp squeezing out Oliveira. Contact just a touch between them as they head down towards
drone cam. Did they not learn anything from F1? Drone cam is not the best camera.
Waits for it. Bang, straight back down the inside. That is textbook, and I absolutely adore that from the Fury team. Almost an essence there of Isaac Price yesterday when we went racing at
It's better racing with damage off, you guess. Yeah, maybe.
And he will, I'm sure, be delighted with that, as will his team.
I mean, there's live stewarding, so they know that there's definite penalties coming their way. And they have been dished out if they do anything untoward. So damage is turned off. Thanks for the confirmation, guys. This is just on YouTube, Richard. They're streaming this on YouTube and on Twitch, ESL. Do you still looks quite big when you see? Yeah, I did think that, Tom. I did think sometimes I'm like, oh, they're really turning the steering a lot.
outside of the arena section. He'll try and send it in as the two German
When we do get a bit of the onboards, which is very rare, they're not showing the onboards.
Sending it in, another little bit of contact as he's trying to get his way past to Mr. It's not the first time these two have rubbed together.
Good to see Mercedes in P3. That'll be 2 out of 2 qualified. The damage system probably isn't ready yet anyway. Yeah, that's what I think, Jerome. Yeah, it seems to be a lot of over rotation. I mean, maybe that's the setups because they're all fixed setups for the cars. Maybe they're not been able to alter anything, the steering ratio. Maybe it's just the way the game is at the moment. Or maybe it's because I normally race open wheel cars and I'm not too familiar with GT3. I am Brad, yeah. I've put my name down. Carl asked me the other day.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to, again, play it one race at a time and nothing more so than
110 degrees through that corner. Yeah, it does seem a lot, doesn't it?
The tension that's in the air. You've got a couple of drivers in there. You've got you've got Thomas Tatler there on the furthest right.
So they're all using VRS rigs, guys. Everyone's using the same set of pedals, same rigs, same ultra-wide monitor, Samsung Odyssey, I believe. That's what they look like. With the white backs.
I will remind you, of course, he was knocked out of his quarter-final yesterday. Didn't make any further progress. He doesn't want to travel all this.
Someone playing Wii bowling over there in the background.
He doesn't want to travel all the way here to say goodbye after just 2 races. One yesterday, one today. Yeah, and certainly not on home soil. I mean, absolutely, it means so much more.
Right, so top 6 qualify, guys. So P7 is closing down Kevin Ellis Jr., who is currently in P6. Oh, you can hear the contact. So yeah, damage definitely turned off. The dream would be 3 of those monitors. You need 3 4090s to run them. Have you seen Tony Kanan's setup, Brad? Look on Twitter and look at, or Instagram, and have a look at Tony Kanan's setup. He's got 3 32-inch monitors. I think Samsung monitors as well, and yeah, that looks decent. Right, so yeah, where was going? So P7, well, he was catching Kevin Ellis Jr. Top 6. What's happened here?
Now, the fact that Rainer Talvar isn't going anywhere, what does that tell you?
Well, it says a lot. I mean,
oh no.
Whether he's just saying that perhaps it might have been me that caused the incident.
I think that's.
What's happened here?
Am I in the right ballpark?
That's certainly where I'd be going if I were a competitor.
They were fighting hard for P11.
It's going over to BMW, and Rainer Talvar is being crossed off. It's going down to Heroic. I'm going to say it. That's Thomas Tatler crossed off as well. I don't see them going any further.
No one's come close to boosted medias. Oh yeah, that's proper.
Right now, it's certainly not looking good for Thomas Tatler at this point, and neither for Rainer Talvar, who have obviously been battling now for some time. We can see them once again coming together.
They're going to show a replay or not? Come on.
Nose to tail, they will remain. I mean, they might as well enjoy themselves out there now. Tatler 14.
Just look back, someone was playing some sort of bowling game. I was right, wasn't I?
At the end of the day, that's what we want to see. Action.
No, Jay. It looks. I must admit, it looks better than Project Cars 2.
There is a look at the behind the scenes of Heroic. You can also see Williams Esports, Dennis Schiniger, who's next. So obviously Williams in the next booth, essentially along. We'll take a look at another replays to some of the other.
Yeah, I think 27s are a sweet spot.
So it was going down into turn 2. It was contact. Rainer Talvar just getting into the rear. It's so easy to do.
Tried to send it.
Obviously holding station there. I mean, he might receive penalty for it as well. I suspect so. But still, either way, they're both.
That was a bit of a. See, there's that unrealistic curb bounce. That's the thing. I don't know how it seems in the cockpit compared to like on a broadcast.
Since landing that brilliant lap time, of course, in our first, well, certainly at the start of qualifying, of course, Erhan Jajovski second for RHE, and continuing their great.
Aero Veloci has the nicest triple set of 43s, I think. Yes, he has. They don't get a giant car syndrome and boosted media.
7 laps remain here in this ESL R1 second round here.
As an alpha oh yeah, definitely, Tom. Yeah, they would have had alpha copies to practice beforehand. There's no way with this amount of money on the line they'd just turn up.
We'll have to find out later in the show.
Yeah, right now, Dane Warren, he's driving like a man possessed, and he's proving why he is, you know, why he was one of the favourites yesterday.
See, he's shaking his head and he wants to get past, but to be fair, yeah, he's 1.2 seconds. He's 1.2 seconds ahead of P7. He doesn't really need to worry about it.
I'm clear of the guy that I need to be clear of. They were so smart yesterday, were Apex. They got all 4 of their cars out of the quarterfinals. And when we were
You got triples, 32s, matter them upside down to get more vertical field of view. It looks strange. Connor, have you sent a photo in a Discord? I need to see this.
Absolutely love. They had a great day yesterday. They had some great results. There was so much positivity from the Apex Racing team camp. I mean, it's only down from there. It's only up from there. It's only up from there.
Well, it's good for morale. I mean, when you've got a long championship, obviously we've got quite a vast
Oh, his races have fizzled out, to be fair. I thought there'd be a little bit more.
And the rest of Apex Racing will want to get off to a brilliant start. What I will say about Kevin
The quarterfinals yesterday were very interesting. These have been a bit.
We did see them coming together earlier on, heading through the final corner before
The top 6 have kind of been quite comfortable. Unless this guy catches up.
Obviously, that would mean then that Brzezinski would be tackling Eamon Murphy instead of him, and then he can assure his place in the next semi-final. But we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, Brzezinski currently waiting in behind. He has not breached that 1.2-second gap that's necessary if he wants to find himself in the semi-final.
No, if anything is
FaZe once again going out. Don't think they got one driver through to the semi-finals yesterday.
Closing in 8th position at the moment, 7th for Brzezinski. And again,
Must say, it bodes well for Rennsport that they're able to run such a high-profile event without any other issues. Yeah, so far so good. I think it dramatically helps it's a LAN event for them because they're able, as I said, they was able to just concentrate on one localized server compared to and one localized connection. They're not worried about people connecting from 20 different places across the world and any netcode issues and things like that. So smart choice from the team. Sorry, from the event holders. Oh no.
Yeah, if there's something, maybe there, you know, we're going to have a slightly different side, a support.
Oh no. Good to see actual stewards though.
ESL boxing. ESL box. Why not? Why not? Let's make it a thing. Although if there's a boxing match, I want to see it's not between two.
Yeah, Connor, the Discord link is below. You can click that and join, and then there's a whole channel in there for our setups. Ping it in there, buddy. Triple 2K 32-inch on a 2080. Nice. That's 1440p, isn't it? Not at the moment, Anthony. No. No. So the only way this is going to get interesting this race now is if P7 gets anywhere close to P6, but they're quite comfortable. Kevin Ellis Jr. is in P6 now. We're on board with. He doesn't need to try and send it on a guy ahead because he's 1.2 seconds ahead of P7. So Yuri might have something to say about it though. He's 2 tenths behind. I think he'll make a move because he's got the pace to probably catch these two. Depends if he can get past the Merc.
All the live timing is made available there, so you can stay up to date with what's going on here at Hockenheim.
Yeah, certainly can. And again, whilst you're playing about with you,
keep an eye on Yuri behind in P8 in the Audi. Is he going to make a send? He needs to make it clean. He needs to go for it because he missed out yesterday. He's 3 tenths behind. 2. Is he going for it? He's going for it. He's going for it.
He's gone for it. He's straight down the inside of Brzezinski to take over 7th position. 3 laps
elbows out. Big time there.
1.9 seconds to close.
Proper elbows out.
was coming. He was chopping at that wood, trying to rein in the delta, and certainly Kazdorp now has only got 4 laps left now to break into that top 6, but the gap now
2 seconds. 2 seconds. Is he going to be able to...
The gap is now verging on 2 seconds difference. Now,
it's a move. It's a move, really, the Williams Esports guy should have expected, because he was closing and there's only a couple of laps remaining and top 6 qualifying. So he should have covered it off.
But Kazdorp, who was knocked out in his quarterfinal yesterday, he is definitely a driver that will not be in it. He doesn't want to come all this distance and think, right, well, that's that then. I'm done. It's the brutal nature.
Yeah, it would be changed, wouldn't it, a bit?
I like that brutal side. I think it's heartbreaking, but it's what creates...
She doesn't see the pedals. She's not too fussed about them.
If you make a mistake in this competition, you are done. To win at this level, you have to be the very best.
Oh, he's been... Oh! He's been told to give it back. I'm not going to lie, I love to see it. It's great to see that sort of behaviour be punished.
To pay the penalty, and yes, he has been given the decision by the stewards, receiving a 1 position. He's got to give up 1 position due to that move.
I'm sorry, there's something quite funny about that. Because these are the type of moves these guys make all the time on iRacing, in Top Split and things like that. And now they're being punished for them. It's great to see.
And then we'll see this move straight down the inside, going down to the hairpin. Just too deep. A big hit jack, way too deep. Can't disagree
Great.
with that at all.
Great to see it. Love to see it.
Making their way down through towards Spitz curve, but now Kazdorp will have to sit in behind Brzezinski. Of course, lap 11 of 13. There's still time, but obviously now the gap is only enlarging. It's out now to 2.5, nearly 2.6 seconds from Kevin Ellis Jr., who's currently chasing still after Eamon Murphy. As to whether he might choose to challenge still for that 5th place, I'm not quite sure, but certainly is breaking within that 0.2 of a second gap. Murphy has certainly got a lot of that Apex car in his rearview mirror, but we are seeing currently on our screens...
That's a nothing move in iRacing, exactly.
There is Kevin Ellis Jr., and just look at that. He is leaving no stone unturned. He might fancy a pop at this 5th place.
This is a reason why iRacing should have live streams for Top Split.
For you to go for a move inside the top 6 first, through 6th, go through. It doesn't matter what position they're going through at. There's no points.
Yeah, Connor, that's the reason why I want to go to triples or ultra wide. Is because it's just much more comfortable, especially from a content creation perspective, for streaming and just for recording. I'll never dip away from VR. I think once you go VR, you can't go back. But yeah, once you go VR, you can't go back. I don't think you'll ever go back. It'd be nice to have the best of both worlds from a content creation perspective. So this guy, this E. Murphy, he's an ACC pro, I believe. He doesn't race on iRacing.
I mean, he gave it a good go, but of course, whilst I've said 1st through 6th aren't playing for points, 7th through 12th are. It's the last we'll see of them.
He's comfortable. He doesn't need to do anything silly here, Kevin. 3 seconds to the guy behind. He's just following him. He's just nudging him along. Could probably pick him off if he wanted to. Great immersion, triples great freedom, and can have another monitor to have a stream of videos on in the background. Exactly that, Dan. Exactly.
He's been perfect. He's also, I'm going to say it, he's becoming my favourite Dane here.
Yeah, well, he's doing a brilliant job, certainly, making up for what happened at Spa-Francorchamps now, and he's leading on.
Hey, Marlon, welcome, buddy.
Now 1.6 seconds.
Been VR for 1 year. Triples, you could be much more consistent. Yeah.
Also coming into the fight for that 7th place. So we got a 3-way fight between Brzezinski, Kazdorp and Azildarim, which could certainly electrify matters here on lap 13 of 13.
Oh yeah, I think we're in for a bit of a cheeky fight between a lot of them. They're not going to be making it any further in this competition.
Yuri isn't going to make 2 out of 2 semi-finals, but he's... It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. Look at him behind.
Kevin Ellis Jr. is actually going for it. He's got to the outside into the hairpin, trying to get past Murphy. It was
just giving him a nudge along. Oh, here we go. Look at these three. This is for pride now.
looking to try and move his way up the order.
Yuri's going for pride.
Who's just ahead of him is now fodder for the Turk now as we're now watching.
Don't go back to them. They're not gonna fight. Don't.
They're not usurped by the fact that they are still getting through to the semi-finals. Kevin Ellis Jr. wants to make a statement here at Hockenheim.
This is like the Lance Stroll moment. As one overtake happens, and it goes to Lance Stroll. Well, another bit of a boring race, to be honest. I thought it'd be a little bit more interesting. We need the top 6 to be we need the people around the 6th place to be a bit closer, but there's been a bit of a 7th place and down have been split quite a bit in the first 2 races, so they haven't really been pressured. No race morning. They don't have a damage model active yet, do they? They don't have it turned on. We've had confirmed by others in the chat.
This feels pretty good.
So
but such a good way to get started.
Yeah, beautiful recovery there. Fantastic.
Probably they've probably got one going on at the moment. They've probably like created a damage model, but not suitable enough for this event.
To find out what's going on, because at the beginning of that
Has to push him into the crowd.
Drivers have a little bit of contact, and were penalties given out? Will penalties be given out? Will they just be telling off? What's going on there with the penalty action?
Well, in these situations, we have to hear the driver's opinion of what is going on, because for the past lap, they did some awesome racing. They had some contact. So we just want to know how they experienced this. There has been no protest, no nothing, but we just want to talk with them about it.
So it's about keeping things a little bit calm then. Maybe so it doesn't get carried away into the future.
Yeah, we saw some good sportsmanship.
It's good to see. It's good to see live stewards at an event like this.
How they experience this kind of driving.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks for filling us in.
If only the FIA stewards were so accessible during a race weekend, eh, guys?
Very much felt like a 2023 result. The first 2 races.
Oh, that shirt.
2022. Redline and Coanda, they are
my vision.
Back.
It's gone blurry.
And what a result by Dane Warren out yesterday.
Hey, Unique, welcome, buddy.
Redline again, great result.
Roger Federer's sim racing cousin. Not yet, Brandon. No, so their roadmap, or Rennsport's roadmap, let's have a look.
Getting the drivers to actually talk to them rather than just dishing out penalties left, right, and centre.
I'll go on their website.
Well, here are the official results, and Dane Warren does atone for yesterday, safely through to the semi-final. That won't be enough for him, though.
Rennsport.
Sure. Erhan Yuyovsky, who was in the final yesterday, is already through to the semis today. James Baldwin safely through as well.
Good to see 2 Mercedes guys through.
Murphy finally making a semi-final. Good to see him there. And Kevin Ellis Jr. in 6th position. Let's go and see James, shall we, and get some team reaction.
Hey guys,
right.
So we're back here. We're just having a discussion. The drivers are talking
so,
to the officials.
Let me just make myself smaller.
A little bit of a conversation going on there.
So this is their roadmap that they've got. So closed alpha, invite only. So this is last year. So you can go on to a number of like Gamer Muscle, Dan Suzuki, Dave Cam. They all got invited to a closed alpha event and tried it out in Germany. Then a closed beta. Now it was supposed to be. They haven't got dates here. It was. They announced one. They announced a closed beta to be released in December. It got pushed back. Then end of January got pushed back, which is what I kind of made the video upon. And then we don't know when the closed beta is now going to be. And then they're hoping for a December 23 release of the game, I think. But I wouldn't surprise me if that's now next year. Because this event that they've got going on at the moment is running throughout the year. So if they've had to postpone the closed alpha for this event, that indicates to me that they haven't got enough resource to work on this event and prepare for it and do the closed alpha at the same time. Because, yeah, I don't know, it's just, I understand there's a lot of importance on this event and they need to make sure it goes swimmingly, but they should have enough resource.
Anyway, we need a little bit of a break here, so we're going to head to that, and then it'll be quarterfinal 3 time.
That's my opinion. Ah, we've got 4 minutes now. Okay. Let's mute that. But yeah, because he came out with a statement, which is what my whole video was about. They said they wanted to focus on just a localized server for this event. And this, I was saying, this is a massive risk for them. This having been their first time the public is going to see their game or their sim. So, right, let's see if there's. Oh, I got copyrighted for the AlphaTauri video yesterday as well. Sunday's a bit of a boring day, isn't it? Not much happening online. Other than Sam Smith's outfit from last night. Sam Smith, the singer. Right, well, guys, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this little break that we've got going on at the moment, 2.5 minutes. I'm just going to quickly go and make another coffee. And then we'll be back for the next quarterfinal. Hopefully, it's a lot tighter around 6th place. That's what we need. The first 2 races, 7th position has been 1.5 seconds behind. And that means they're too far back to try and force the issue to get into that qualifying place. But yeah, I'm going to be back in just probably just over 2 minutes. Takes a bit longer for me to make my coffee. So, back in a sec, guys. Yeah, do you want a break? You don't have it. Happy I'm seeing. Do you want a normal tea or do you want a peppermint?
Back, ladies and gentlemen. Quarterfinal 3 is nearly ready for you all. Today has just been so thick and fast. It's the old guard, though, that have come back. Redline, Coanda, Bono, House, James Baldwin.
The old school team, and you know what? They might not have had the best day yesterday, but they've regrouped, and this is what longevity is all about when it comes to working and rebasing in situations when things don't go to plan on the first day.
And that's why they've been around for such a long time, because they've been able to overcome any obstacles in their way. Now it's time to meet the next 12 drivers for quarterfinal number 3. Our first driver, Norwegian karting champion from Heroic, Oscar Bixrud. Semi-finalist from yesterday from Mouse is Patrick Holtzman. 2018 WTCR Esports Vice Champion from FaZe Clan is Tim Yarshall. Finalist from round 1 yesterday from Redline is Luke Bennett. World Championship level driver in PESC and e-NASCAR at the same time for Porsche Commander is Mitchell de Jong. P2 in yesterday's final, a big surprise, but for RHG it's Yuri Toman. The postman, because he always delivers for G2, is Isaac Price. Walter Hayes Trophy winner in 2008, Mercedes AMG Petronas driver Graham Carroll. Finalist in yesterday's round 1 for Williams is Nikodem Wisniewski. Race winner in Brazilian stock cars in 2022 for Furious, Felipe Baptista. And our final driver, semi-finalist from yesterday for Team Apex, is Peter Berryman. As you can tell, there were Peter, so much emotion on his face. Super excited there. Nerves. Yesterday everyone was all excited, doing their dabs or whatever that stuff is. But today everyone's really like straight face.
Hogan 1980.
Yeah, rip my shirt off. I'll do that later, maybe for the final.
I'll tell you what, nerves not only here today, we've got nerves going on in the massive arena overall. G2 versus Heroic. We're going to talk about that one later on.
Yeah, will we get a G2 versus Heroic in our final?
We might do.
No, it would be like the most esports thing ever. Esports sim racing coming together. Phenomenal.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's been a great day though. Both here, the stage that we see over there, across this amazing venue here in Katowice in Poland. It's been incredible to be here since, Thursday I got in at 1 a.m. in the morning. It's been non-stop, it's been frantic. You guys, the crowd, you make it so much fun for us, so thank you so much. And of course, these sporting...
Why is he wearing sunglasses on his head?
Their rear ends off. Ever since
Just
they had
noticed
the
that.
chance to practice on Friday, they have been on it. And, you know, business tonight is really going to pick up.
100%. The person I'm a big fan of is James. Let's go backstage.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. I'm here back with the drivers, and I have to say I'm feeling a bit of beef hunting action because we're here with Team Heroic, and it's the Talvar Tatalar action that was happening. Can you explain what was going on there? Because they were both effectively out of the points.
Yeah, I think it's two drivers who had an unlucky race, and yeah. And
this guy does not want to be interviewed.
Some action, anyways. So yeah.
Are you putting the blame on your driver? Is it on their driver?
No, I think as you say, it's two drivers.
Posting monitors in Discord. Oh, let's have a look.
Anyway, so,
let's have a look, Connor.
So I think it started getting a little annoying for them. Maybe letting the race.
Fucking hell.
Them.
Okay, so drivers starting to get a little bit frustrated there, but I'm loving it. I like that kind of action. I like the beef. But with that,
now that is a
let's
setup.
go to a nice, glorious tea break.
And my God. Right, let's have a look. Let's admire Connor's setup. Can I? Oh, hang on. I mean, questionable color choice on the livery, but I like. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Upside down. So you've got the bezel, the smaller bezel at the bottom. Yeah. Oh Jesus, didn't want to do that. Hang on. Go get another coffee. I could do, couldn't I? Mate, where you're sitting here, like, you got the full, like, peripheral vision, haven't you? That's cool, man. That is cool. Everyone is always confused by the upside-down monitors. Yeah. Do you race with the halo on, or do you race with the halo, like, invisible? And what have you got here? Have you got sprints? Or are they ultimates? It's just so much more convenient. Like, it's just... That's more of what it is. Like, it's... I love VR, but it's... There is an inconvenience behind it. especially from content creation and streaming side. And that's one of the reasons why I don't stream so much either, is because it is just a bit of faff. So, this is Connor in chat, Richard. We was talking about setups, and yeah, Connor posted this in the chat. Or posted this in the thing anyway. In the Discord, if you want to join. There's a few other setups as well, but we've got a VR setup. That is oh, Diley's just got a new one. It's got the ASUS SimTech. I love looking at different people's setups. There he is, look. That's a proper racing chair, that. Danny boy. Danny boy. Someone got a nice bonus from work. Someone got a nice Christmas bonus. I hope you've got contents insurance for that thing. Oh wow. Oh, you got the bezel kit. Free bezel kit as well. That's nice, man. Plus, that's another thing as well, is that with VR, you don't get the benefit of like your actual rim. Like, I love. Obviously, there's not a lot of information that I get on this rim, but one of the reasons that stops you from upgrading and using the other stuff is that you don't get the information on the dash, but some rigs, some wheels provide as well. So there's positives and negatives to all. So perks are still living at home. Fair enough, mate. Make the most of it while you can. Don't blame you whatsoever. Nice one, guys. Nice one. RGB goodness with no VR2. Yeah. Oh, hang on. Yes, exactly that, James. I can see the cat. Well, in the new place that we're currently trying to get, I will have a door to shut her out. So
qualifying being a massive factor, even more so than Spa. Is that going to amp up the nerves of these
future sim races going to be holograms? Oh yeah, that'd be interesting, wouldn't it? I think VR will get to a point of where it's just glasses. It's just like putting on a pair of glasses, and that's how seamless it will be. And I think that will be within our lifetime as well. I think it will. Especially with the advancement of the technology. They're already becoming a little bit more sleeker. For qualifying, because you can lose a lot of time, 4 tenths of a second, just by messing up. And I think that's what will eventually end up happening. Just by messing up the entrance into the stadium.
We saw it from one of our best drivers of all time, Mitchell de Jong, yesterday. Balls up qualifying, and again, he's someone who never really falls.
Balls up qualifying. Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that as a presenter?
Go to your app store, whatever it might be, whether it be the Google App Store or indeed the one on the iOS App Store. Yeah, just type Rennsport, get the app, and you can have a look at all of the goodies available. But if you want to know a little bit more about this app, we've got Emily Jones who's going to take you through all there is to know.
Hi, I'm Emily Jones, and I'm here in IEM Academy.
Emery.
The first 2 rounds of ESL R1. The racing on Rennsport has been incredible so far.
Her and is it Rory? Rory, here he is. Are these social media reporters for this event this week or weekend?
The first 2 rounds of ESL R1 will be giving away a special limited edition livery. To get the livery, follow these steps. Step 1, go to the Google Play Store or the App Store and download the Rennsport Companion app.
That's true. That's true.
Step 2.
Does Rennsport love K with... Sorry, Tom? Say that again? Oh, does Rennsport look a bit... competent?
Watch ESL
Compartment?
from within the Rennsport Companion app
does Rennsport look competent? Look a bit competent? Yes, I think it does. I think for an particularly, as we've said a number of times, this is in effect an alpha build of their game. Yeah, I think it's the event has gone very well for the developers. It's promising. It's not made me go wow, but then again, I'm never completely wowed by GT3 racing anyway. But I think the graphics look good. I personally, and unfortunately, they haven't shown us a lot of onboards. So it's a shame we haven't been able to get actual proper POVs like this more to get a gauge as sim racers. But I think from a broadcast perspective, it's gone very well. And it looks promising. Unreal Engine 5 looks good. Some improvements to be made, like the movements over the curbs. Sometimes a little bit of floatiness, a little bit of FPS drop, but to be expected of a game at this stage in its development. But then there's the question of, should an event like this be hosted on an incomplete game / sim? Well, it's another matter entirely.
It's all programmed, ready for the drivers, and that's what they've been testing over the course of the last couple of days.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Would you be interested to know if the drivers are? Yeah, I reckon they've got it. There he is. There he is again. It's our favourite driver.
Right, now it's time to meet 3 men and a baby. It's time to meet G2.
Sorry. It just makes me bizarre that he's driving like that. What racing do I prefer? Sorry, Anthony, before we move on. I would assume they're probably all signed NDAs. That's my assumption. And what racing do I prefer? I've always preferred open wheel racing. I feel like there's more jeopardy with open wheel racing as well, with crashes. And I feel like there could be more wheel-to-wheel racing as well because of that.
Just sign Marco. That helps. Marco, the race room legend.
But thank you, Brandon. Thanks to the $3.99. Top man as always. Yeah, so I love watching the open wheel stuff, whether it be Formula 4, Formula 3. This is on sim racing and in real life as well, and F1 as well. So
nice to hear then from the boys of Mercedes AMG Petronas, and one of those drivers being Graham Carroll will be taking part in quarterfinal number 3. It's handed over then to George and Lewis.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here now for
Graham Carroll switching from the dark side. Yeah.
Here at Hockenheim, I tell you what, we've had 2 big
You saw the pound signs.
Final 1 has been decided, but now we move on to the semi-final 2. But who's going to qualify out of this half of the quarterfinals?
Yeah, now we took a look at semi-final 1, which has obviously already been set from those from quarterfinal 1 and quarterfinal 2. And I don't want to be in that because it's looking pretty strong.
It is.
And yet still...
The Romain Grosjean's team have done quite well this week.
I still maintain looks terrifyingly strong. Quarterfinal 3 as well, which means the semi-finals that we're going to get here, it's to be expected, isn't it? But it's madness, absolute madness.
It is madness, and we've got a huge lineup here. Obviously,
they're using VRS rigs, so they're using alley rigs with VRS pedals, direct drive, and rim. With Samsung Odyssey, I believe it's Samsung Odyssey. It could be Acer actually, because I've seen the other monitors at Acer. But they're using 49 ultra wide monitors. I'm assuming Samsung because of the white backgrounds, but I think they might be Acer monitors.
5 minutes later, the glasses are broken. I still don't know. Does
that count as a technical problem?
Then I'm not sure about the bucket seats, but
as someone who uses glasses, I'm feeling for it. Actually, no. To be fair, he does have his glasses on, but he's got some tape.
Yeah, only the best. Only the best. VRS equipment's supposed to be really good as well. We were having a discussion yesterday.
You can see them in practice. Youngest driver.
Yes.
Did he just reset himself mid-corner?
Not having a driver go through. They only had Nico Gall yesterday. Again, one of those teams that's maybe not quite
The shirt has changed. What, my shirt or someone else's?
I don't know if that's going to be the case in CSGO. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, no, we certainly will do. I mean, obviously, we're not sure if this is the precursor to what could happen later on, but never you mind. We've got plenty to look at here. Mitchell de Jong is also a massive standout name for the...
Oh, no, these presenters are different, aren't they?
Better day today. They've got more cars heading into the semi-final. Can they make it a third car?
Yeah, 2 for 2 at the moment. Backham just managing to scrape his way through. Dane Warren... now my new favourite, Dane. Yes,
He's gone for the lumberjack. Oh yeah, no, he was. That was yesterday. He was the lumberjack shirt yesterday.
We want you to be involved as part of this broadcast, as part of what effectively is like this new era in sim racing.
Oh, if anyone hasn't subscribed yet, please do. Be much appreciated. We're less than 250 away from 10k. Feel like it's taken forever to get from 9k to 10k.
And we can't thank you enough for that, folks. Please stay on board and keep offering.
So it'd be much appreciated if you can do.
See the Twitch command just below. Make sure you smash it, and you can come and be part of this broadcast as well. Also, please, if you will do so as well, please make sure you check out all the social media: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Hashtag as well. Well, if you want to, yes, of course. Obviously, ESL hashtag ESLR1.
It's me. The width of the Porsche BMW doesn't look right. I'll have to have a look again.
Keep up to date with everything that's going on, because the amount of social posts that have been going out.
Dylan Ryder's like his haircut for
Absolutely incredible. Qualifying though is underway, and Yuri Toman is starting it. How impressive was he yesterday?
RAG's hero from yesterday, I think, after especially that incredible quarterfinal performance and semi-final performance. Of course, taking the victory in his semi-final, and then taking Maximilian Benecke all the way in the.
Not sure about the sound of the Audi.
Building that time gap, he said that he wasn't pushing all the way.
Kind of, Tam. Yeah, kind of. I'm sure they'll get feedback from the pros on it.
I think that from having that great chat with him earlier on today, they were saying that they were pushing at different times.
Oh, those downshifts don't sound great, do they?
I'm sure he sat back there being like, no, I didn't. Yeah, all right. And Toman didn't push quite as hard straight from the off, and then push later on.
See, I'm not a fan of the BMW on iRacing.
To these, it's quite a lot.
I hate how it. I mean, it's a great car. It rides the curbs like anything, and the bumps. But in VR, like the dash is just so far away from me, and the windscreen. I don't know. I've never been a fan of driving it.
First sector, not great. Second sector's pretty good. We do know the Audi struggles a little bit in that first sector, so this might be an all right final sector if he can.
Oh man, he looks so uncomfortable.
Well, we know that Dane Warren did a 22 in the first sector. He also did a 45.6 in the middle sector, so already beating his sector 2 time. The first sector did let him down though, but Yuri Toman might be able to grasp something here as he rounds and leaves.
Yeah, that's true, Tam.
The line now very shortly to enlist our first lap time here in quarterfinal.
We do 1:36.5.
Well, if
Luke's quick. Luke was quick yesterday.
That would have been in the previous section. It would have been around that 6th position. Is that going to be the case here? Luke Bennett
5.25.
Into first, but only with a 36 point.
Only a couple of hundreds in it.
That would have been a bit further down the order. Niels Nyox, the wily old fox, not looking super fast either. This could be even slower.
Yeah, well, he was firing on all cylinders at Spa yesterday, right in the midst of a huge battle in our final race. But a 36.5 plants him in second.
Wow, look how tight that is at the top.
Super close though between the three of them. Let's see.
Peter Berryman.
It's going to be a 10th down in the first sector. Really good second sector from Peter Berryman. This could be the fastest lap time of the session. I suspect it will be as he crosses the line.
36.4. Go on, Apex.
So Berryman doing the work for the Apex Racing team.
Yeah, Patrick Holzman looking to come and join him as well.
Takes some doing, doesn't it, James? Takes some doing.
That's the big question, but the mouse certainly looking to pounce.
Holzman, 36.5.
36.506, and that sends him to the top end.
Here's Price. He was pretty good yesterday.
What can he enlist? Tape on the left-hand side of your screen, right-hand side of his face, because he's got those glasses repaired. Only 6th in this session.
Oh, Mitchell de Jong had a bit of a not a great showing yesterday.
Very unpleased. What's this going to be from Mitchell de Jong? First sector okay, second sector not great. Mitchell de Jong coming through the final corner for the Porsche Commander Esports team. Good enough for 4th.
Only 4th.
Yeah, not quite the first place.
Come on, Carroll. Come on, Graham. Do it for Mercedes.
Where can he plant himself? Whoa. Be a good lap. It certainly will do. A 36.286 from Tim Josh.
Whoa!
Where did that come from? That is an
FaZe chucking in.
Check the qualifying session from earlier. That is by a whopping thousandth the fastest lap we've seen all day. Jeffrey Rietveld did a 36.287. So to have a 286, it's one better.
36.2, man. Wow.
Not good enough. Just 9th. Oscar Bigstrud, youngest driver here. Decent, really.
Will Rennsport be in console? I don't know. I think so.
Oh, well, there we go. I thought it was a 20.0. I only read the 10. I'll backtrack.
I don't know what their intentions are.
No, it's all right. Well,
Oh, Graham's not happy. He's not happy. 10th. Come on, Graham. Send it at the start. FaZe are here, yeah. Wait until you see who's racing in the last quarterfinal.
It certainly will be a tremendous lap. Sends him third fastest, second row of the grid. Furia in ecstasy.
I heard the
since now, Matty.
Very happy with that at the moment. Again, claps from the Furia.
It won't be on console for lunch. Okay, fair enough.
In the obviously yesterday, so Furia have had a little bit of a
Probably like ACC then, originally on PC and then console at a later date.
Well, they could do. It's a possibility. I'm very impressed with Tim Jarshall. Just to say, where did that lap come from?
Yeah, where did that lap come from?
Fastest lap of the entire weekend at Hockenheim so far.
Yeah, indeed. Like I say, 136.286, almost 2 tenths clear of Peter Berryman behind. You can see Niels Nyox there, just again getting out there, you know, for warm-up and such, getting themselves ready for that race. But Jarshall looked very, very impressive. I mean, like I say, just kind of came out absolutely nowhere. But for me, the lap time of that session is Felipe Baptista. Fury obviously said Jeff Giassi, who'll be out in quarterfinal 4.
Yeah.
So that's great. Could Fury have 2
Right, come on.
cars?
Come on, let's hopefully see a more interesting race here today, guys. This time around. The rest of them have been a bit naff. First 2 races. ACC on console is shit, is it?
A little bit of fury from Furia here into this race at Hockenheim. We'll have to wait and see.
Thought about that.
You can tell I did. I promise you that wasn't rehearsed. Okay. But yes, we're going to be heading into this one now shortly.
No idea, Tam. No idea. I reckon they're aiming for the end of this year, but I don't think it'll be ready.
From Dane Warren earlier on, it seems to be the case that if you start on pole, you win the race. We saw it with Jeffrey Rietveld, and we also saw it as well with Dane Warren earlier on. Tim Jarshall at the front end, of course, front row and on pole alongside Peter Berryman. In behind as well, row 2 goes to Felipe Baptista and Patrick Holzman for Mouse. Further back then is Luke Bennett there for Team Redline, as well as Mitchell de Jong alongside him. Next up, Nils Nyox here with Yuri Toman alongside him. Isaac Price in behind Nyox. Alongside him is Wisniewski, obviously representing the Williams team. Graham Carroll, a disappointing qualifying session from him. Would have probably wanted to.
Yeah, makes sense, Kaka.
And he's alongside Oliver Bigstrud.
Yuri Toman. Look how far down the order he is. 8th
We're not used to that.
No. I mean, like you said earlier, he was the hero of the RHG squad yesterday.
Some big names at the bottom, so hopefully they try to send it and do something for us for our viewing pleasure.
You do have to wonder whether there's something else afoot, but this is a key moment now, because if he doesn't make it into the top 6, he's not going into the semi-final.
See, I was watching him. I was having a little chat with Risto Capper, watching him in practice earlier on this morning around here, and he was struggling to keep it within the track limits at turn 1. I do wonder if that was just in his head a little bit going into that first corner and thought, maybe I won't push everything, and that's where some of that time's gone. Of course, you know, in qualifying, it's more important to start 8th rather than 12th. You have some potential.
No, you don't say it's more important to start 8th than 12th, guys. That is brand new information.
Yeah, it certainly does, and naturally that's going to be on their mind. Obviously, not just for the teams, but for themselves. Obviously, like we said before, folks, lots of points on the table.
Commentators sometimes just crap me up with some of the obvious stuff they come out with.
You know, certainly getting the tyres ready, obviously getting themselves optimized here around.
I know, right? The larger number is better, guys. 12th is much better than 1 or 12. There's more of it, you know.
They're going to leave everything to chance here. Obviously, the top 6, they want to solidify their
something Will Buxton was definitely.
Yeah, certainly so. I don't know how I'd fare in a well, I mean, I know how I'd fare in a competition like this right now. Badly. That's the.
Are you still here, James?
But I wonder, you know, if I had the speed, what the mentality, that side of things, because it's something which you can't experience unless you.
But it's a higher number.
Think, oh, maybe I'll be bad at it. Maybe I'll be good at it. Until you actually do something.
Badger Man is great though. Yeah, I mean they're both brilliant commentators. They have been great.
Best in sim racing. And yet still you falter.
I think we saw a perfect resemblance to that, obviously, with Beneke's win yesterday. I think, you know, naturally he's been winning.
Is it George? George, the guy on the left? He's really good. He does the F1 esports stuff. Not that I watch too much of it, but I've heard his stuff. Right, here we go. Come on, guys, give us a race. Oh, that's a bit of a closer start. Oh! Cannellini's in a Max Verstappen. Here we go. Here we go. This is more like it. Peter Berryman. Oh, one of the Porsches has gone deep. Oh. Mitchell de Jong. Mitchell de Jong's getting argy-bargy.
Mitchell de Jong in there. That's a superstar from the Furia team and Baptista. I'm going to say it. I think he might be going for the race lead here. Vishnevsky giving a bump draft to Holtzman as they try and clear those behind.
Oh, look, they're all swerving out in front. The BMW is very deep. The BMW is so deep. So deep. Peter Berryman's now in the lead, but he's on the outside. Oh, mate, the BM's got a drive and a half. Oh, and who's this BM? Who's this BM coming through on the inside? Oh!
Oh my goodness me! Goodness me, there's a mass collision! Huge collision! There's a massive one. Holtzman's been up in the air. Red line as well. Bennett might be out of this. Niox as well.
Oh! Yes! Yes! Love to see it.
And somehow out of all of that, Baptista survived. But I think race control are going to want to have a massive look at all of that.
Safety car. Safety car.
Digest this a minute, folks. Obviously, we've got drone cam here. As we take a look at the replay, obviously just have a look.
Drone cam's more interested on the spectators. Right, so we currently have FaZe still in the lead. Peter Berryman got through that. Toman, who was 8th. I want to watch a replay. Who died? There was a BMW who just shot straight through everyone and properly forced issues there. You blame William Esports.
Look at the driver that's in third. Look at that BMW. It has an absolutely superb launch around to the outside. A bit of a squeeze over from Yarshall.
That Porsche, this started it. The Porsche that went deep started all this.
That was just brilliant. Pure brilliance from Baptista. Getting that early
inadvertently. But the BMW here, the BMW back here really gets involved.
They remain side by side. Berryman, though, you've got to give Berryman a big shout out in this moment. Went certainly to the inside to try and tackle Tim Joshua. Slightly aggressive, running wide though. The Fury there.
Yeah, what happened here? This BMW, look at him.
This was the moment Nils Niox brought himself into the mix as well. As we know, take a look at drone cam. In came as well the Porsche into the fight, and then of course ended everything. Patrick Holtzman very nearly got away with it, but unfortunately lost the car.
Yeah, I don't really know how to kind of piece.
What was that Audi doing?
Baptista on the inside was losing grip, caught it, and as it gripped up, it went into the side of Niox. I don't really know how I feel about.
Yeah, it's a shame there is no damage because that would have ended up with a lot of them. That would have made things very interesting.
Thankfully, it's not our decision; it's theirs. They are going.
I think it was a racing incident though because the guy had a wobble on the exit. And because of that wobble, he hit the tail end of the... It hit the rear of the BMW, which sent him spinning. Oh!
Well, I think we could be in for a shock here as the stewards now deliberate over the decision. Now, Graham Carroll.
I feel like it was a racing incident. I don't feel there was any intention there. Go on, Graham. In the Merc. Oh, who's this being?
The G2 car of Isaac Price sneaking.
Oh!
Oh my goodness me, the Williams Williams is round. The Williams is round. Wisniewski.
It's great.
Heading through Spitz curve.
And you can see the shake of their head. What a time to cut the Williams.
Graham Carroll now in 6th place.
Sat back there with Javi, and I mean, they are not going to be happy at all. That is not the broadcaster's curse if ever I've seen it.
Yeah, what happened with the Williams?
Side bomb was happening, so you know, each their own on that one. Costly mistake, I believe, on the hands of Bigstrom. You can see Graham Carroll's not particularly pleased with that, and he's got himself up in the 6th.
He has, but Graham Carroll now, if he stays like this, he'll book his place in the semi-final. Remember, folks, the rule set: top 6 go through to the semis. That, of course, will
Yeah, there's an actual fight for 6th place now, which is good.
He's been here before, folks. He knows what 6th place means more than anybody. He defended it most of the day yesterday. This time, he's got to go onto the attack against Graham Carroll. This time, Mitchell.
This race has been much better. FeY's actually winning the race, though.
Obviously, we don't know what the verdict will be due to that steward's decision, but Yuri Toman is where he is, sat behind right now. But that gap has now sprung out to 1.2 seconds.
Yeah, got to say, of course, for Tim Yarshall and for FaZe, this would be a big moment for them. It would be their first semi-final. We'll take
what happened here? Here we go.
Replay. Now watch Isaac Price here. He gets over to the left-hand side of our shot, sent it in on a break, sent it in very, very hard.
Oh, that's a slam dunk penalty. The Williams was in 6th place as well, qualifying. Oh, that's gonna hurt. 15.
Due to that collision earlier on, that is devastating for Furia.
Yeah, and you can
15 seconds.
We didn't quite see that, but Felipe Baptista had already been handed it. He's handed it straight away.
Warranted though, warranted. I mean,
which is promoting Isaac Price in, but it could mean that Isaac Price might get, you know, would be in the range of getting a penalty for that, which means that Oscar Bigstrud might well be in the hole. And to be fair, Patrick Holt.
to be fair, that's what you want to see though. That's the type of shit you don't want to see. Like he's taken, whatever we think about Williams Esports, he's taken out a guy who was in P6 minding his own business, and he's just. I mean, how many times have we seen that on iRacing? I've been the victim of that before. So. That's basically just taking him straight out of contention. Like, you might as well just pit.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, like I say, there's a lot for race control to go over after that.
So Graham Carroll's now in 5th.
Picking apart everything with the Baptista penalty, which is such a shame. We go from such a high to such a low, but that's, if anything, if ever I've seen it, that is motorsport, that is motor racing, and it carries on in esports as well.
It's absolutely phenomenal to see them running side by side. They're not afraid to make the big moves either, and this is where it's vitally important. If you want to try and get yourself into the top 6, you know you have to make the key moves. I'd say, well, if you're Luke Bennett right now, you're going to.
Now the thing is now is that it's a bit. Holzman's 3 seconds behind Price.
Nils Nyox as well, down to 12. There's some big names in that bottom 6 that are not finding their way through. And we've got, Isaac Price, 15-second slowdown due to the Williams collision as well. Oliver Bigstrud is getting pushed up to 6th place.
Yeah, I think he might have actually.
Hang on.
So yeah, so Isaac Price.
Sorry, so Price was the one who got the 15-second penalty. So there's 2 15-second penalties. That Baptista got a 15-second penalty for the start. I think that's harsh. That one's totally warranted. The 15-second for the one earlier on, I think is unfortunate because I'm not sure I agree about the first 15-second time penalty. I thought he was the one who had smashed the Williams out, but 15 seconds for that, definitely. Yeah, Baptista was the big pile-up. I don't think that warrants the 15 seconds. I feel like that's very harsh because if you look, he got on throttle and the car wobbled a bit and he tapped the rear. Seemed like a racing incident to me more than anything. But that one was definite 15-second time penalty.
Obviously now has to succumb to that 15-second slowdown, which is certainly going to cost him. And Patrick Holzman now, as a result, obviously now within 9/10 of a second, will have a chance to move into the top 6. Better day for Mercedes, though, Lewis.
Much better. You know, there have been some.
Is there a strategic way they can take these slowdowns or not? Or is it just like they have to take 15 seconds? I wonder how it works. Is it similar to iRacing or not?
Is that the case? No, already seen him. He was in the previous race.
Yeah, he was in the previous race.
I'm with it.
Yeah.
I'm awake.
He's on it.
Luke Crane looked at me and been like, "What are you talking about? Pajic in the next race." that would have made more sense.
Yeah, Marco Pajic, I believe you're referring to.
But either way, 2 drivers through.
Yeah, I think that's a bit inconsistent there, Matt.
Much better than the because Baldwin, of course, was the driver that brought them into the semi-finals.
You have to take within a time period. Okay.
And looking to try to, meanwhile, for BMW, Niels Niox was the driver that brought them through. It's in a bit more of a precarious position in this race.
Not just precarious, I think it's tragic at this point. Obviously stuck in 12th place. Obviously Niels Niox, one of the heroes from yesterday, managing to fight things out. Obviously in the midfield.
Is he going to take it already or not?
That final top 6, of course, in that final race from yesterday at Spa. Isaac Price now round in the final corner, knows full well that he has to give up the time, but you do have to wonder whether he's playing a clever game here, trying to build the gap as much as possible to give himself as much chance to reduce any damage done by that 15 seconds.
See, this is the thing, I'm not sure if we had like a mistype in here of it being 15 seconds and maybe it was supposed to be 5, because I do believe he has slowed down somewhat, back down to 6th position. I think he gave some time, but I think it might have been a 5-second. But I don't want to speak on behalf of race control.
No, I mean, if that's a 5-second penalty,
because logically speaking, when race control had that penalty, which we can see on the ESL R1 Discord, that's.
I don't know, Carl. That's the thing. I don't know.
Already been delivered, and it's not something that the driver has any control over. They just get the penalty. So I think it might have already happened.
Well, I'm sure if it's a 5-second, they will clarify that to us, I'm sure, as time goes on. But Felipe Baptista, I tell you what, I really am somewhat disappointed for him. I mean, I have to say, he was one of the shining lights at the very start of the race. Incredible qualifying performance. And there's a lot of activity at the steward's desk now. And we can see our very own James West down there just conversing there with the steward.
Why is he at the bottom?
As well. And there seems to be a lot of discussion, frequent discussion here between everybody at the steward's desk.
Yeah, Rob Wiesemuller also getting in there as well. Been potentially a bit more of an incident, which was what happened to Bixrud and why he dropped down the order.
Yeah, I was going to say, why is he so far back?
Because he's now in 12th position, so race control have an awful lot to look through, but we might be able to look through.
Did anyone just see the movement of that car?
To the back of the field. We do have a replay here of Bixrud's incident.
Oh, that didn't look right.
You now, folks, there's Isaac Price just making his way down through towards turn 1. Bixrud currently sits in 12.8 seconds, so it must have been a severe one, to say the least. Well, we will bring it to you now.
So has he not been given a penalty? Has he only been given 5 seconds?
I'm not sure with whether it was assisted or not, whether it was a solo incident. I mean, it is very easy to have a solo incident. Let's take a look.
Here it is.
Oh, it's not solo.
No, it's not. It looks like, oh, dearie me, right in the curb there. That looks like the Furia car of Baptista.
I'm going to say, Bixrud was squeezing quite a bit there, because I don't know how much further over to the left.
That is
Baptista really could have done.
That is immensely squeezed. Literally right in the curb at that point. Obviously, Oliver Bixrud unable to certainly subjugate the movements there from the Furia car, and unfortunately, as a result, has now left himself down into 12th place. Of course, now 13.6 seconds off Niels Niox. Tim Jarshall, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kyle, to be honest. I got a feeling it wasn't 15 seconds for the guys at the heads at the front either, because he's only 2.6 seconds behind 8th position. So I got a feeling it was 5 seconds for both.
Of this event, quarterfinal 3, quarterfinal 4. This is where things are allowed to be a little.
I mean, an interesting start to the race, fizzled out again now because of all the penalties. So. Team Redline is here. Max Verstappen. No Max Verstappen, but yes, they've got Max Verstappen on the side of their car.
It's not only Faze's first win, Faze's top 6.
Well, there we go.
They have not moved on into the semi-finals in any of the previous 6 races. For Tim Jarshall now, he's looking to do something special for the team.
Well, this is massive. Not only get your first top 6, but then also to take the race win is certainly exceedingly special.
Yeah, it'd be good for Faze. Cars do look dodgy over curbs. I keep saying it, but they do.
To bring something here, and we've got a drive-through for Oscar Bixrud, and he's now got to take that after the corner cut infringement, in fact, is what he's received. So now he's going to have to serve that penalty, and unfortunately now we'll reduce him further to the back of the field.
Unless it was potentially what the incident. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously he's had that incident, and then I mean.
Yeah, I don't quite know, Carl.
It's bad to worse. It's kind of one of those drivers who doesn't really do anything.
I'm sure they'll clear it up after the race.
But he's just pushed it a little bit too hard. Yeah, he does a bit of rallycross, so we'll allow some of the contact and the track management, I think we should call it.
To me, the Williams move was worse than the move that he did at the start. They are punishing him based upon the outcome of his mistake, which was a slight wobble of the rear on exit, compared to the dive bomb and the complete takeout of a Williams car that was minding his own business. That's what I disagree with. It's the same as what it's been in F1 as well. Like, you shouldn't punish the outcome. You should punish based upon the move in itself. Like, if there isn't contact, people should still be punished based upon the intention of the move, not the necessary outcome, even if there is no outcome.
They're all being given their instructions to what rig they're going to go to, etc. for the quarter-final 4, which will be up after this. Mitchell de Jong, again, what a difference a day makes. You were saying about Mercedes, of course, Graham Carroll being in position. We've already had Baldwin and...
Interesting. Maybe there's some clarification after the race.
What a difference a day makes. Backham and Warren both have qualified.
But yeah, de Jong's qualifying, it looks like. After a poor qualifying. Graham Carroll, that'll be 3 for 3 for the Mercedes esports team as well. Good to see.
I tell you what, it didn't look good for this particular race, but obviously given the fact now that the incidents have happened, a lot of unlikely performers now finding their way to the top. Obviously the grid has been twisted so often.
I think Beneke and Josh Rogers are in the next race, the quarterfinal.
To 7th place. Obviously the gap still very enlarged between him and Isaac Price, but Holzman forced to give up the place for that 7th spot.
Yeah, it's a 5-second slowdown penalty. You can see it there. Patrick
Why?
Holzman and the Mouse team have been delivered that one from race control. They won't be particularly pleased by it. Lerner making his way through Kasdorp, and it seems Holzman not doing so. Pressure on yesterday's winner, Max Beneke, who is out in the next race.
Stream is starting to look a little bit stuttery, isn't it? Jittery.
We do have Beneke, we do have Siggy, we do have Rogers. No thanks. We do have a no thanks from me.
I'm looking forward to it, I have to tell you.
Oh, yeah, as a fan, absolutely.
Absolutely right. It doesn't get any better than this. Obviously, we heard from Maximilian Beneke yesterday after he won his first ever final here in the world of ESL R1. And he alluded to the fact that Patrick Holzman was very unlucky yesterday. Of course, he expected that they could have had a little more at Mouse. But Patrick Holzman, again, on the end of misfortune, currently sits in 8th place with that 5-second penalty.
This is really fizzled out, this race now, after that start.
Obviously, Jeff Giassi, who was their driver, who moved on into semi-finals yesterday. He will be out.
If you haven't liked the stream already, guys, please do. Hit the subscribe button as well.
Having to apply the pressure to Wisniewski. Baptista with more problems here. I believe it's another slowdown penalty. It's 15 seconds that Baptista has been handed for causing a collision.
As well.
Yeah.
Look on his face.
I'm assuming that then was for the contact between himself, and it must have been Bixrud.
Yeah, well,
15 second slowdown.
15 second slowdown due to causing a collision, so that was to do with Bixrud.
It must have been. I'm
What?
not sure. For me,
What?
Again, ever on the race control, I feel that maybe there was a bit of squeeze in there. But obviously, again, as I've said before, race control.
Hang on.
So many more.
Hang on. He's as far over to the left-hand side as possible and receives a 15-second slowdown for being squeezed.
Wherever they want, they can see exactly what they need to see to adjudicate fairly.
Yeah, well, Holzman has also lost another place because...
So you've given the other guy a drive-through penalty, and you've given the other guy who's been squeezed 15-second time penalty. Stewart's having a mare this race, I think.
Is currently rooming up in behind him here, leading down through towards turn 1. We're on lap 12 of 13, folks. Penultimate lap here at Hockenheim, and we could end here.
Yeah, they're having a shocker here, Colin. They've actually been pretty good, I think, but here they're having a shocker.
They've got to make their way down through towards turn 2 and turn 3.
Holzman just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, Luke Bennett far enough clear from this duo that he's not necessarily a part of this fight. In a lap and a half's time, Niels Nyuts with the slipstream as they head round the
Oh, see that bit of... Did you see a little bit of glitch in there of the car? It's like a ghost car.
Of course he is. He at least had a look, backed out of it. I think he might might send Holtzman wide there.
He sold the dummy because he wanted Holtzman to trigger the brakes late. And now as they make their way out of Spitz curve, they're now going to round through turn 7 and turn 8. What does Niox do?
Here we go.
Ever so experienced. He's been here and done it, certainly. But so has Holtzman. Has a look wide there, the outside is showing in the mirrors on Patrick Holtzman's Audi. But Nils Niox, he's going to be patient. He's like a praying mantis.
I want to show you the replay as well in a second, guys. It's on Twitter of the starting incident, or the incident at the start.
In that 10th spot, obviously not where they'd want to be. 6th place for Nils Niox, or he at least got inside that top 6 yesterday in the quarterfinals. Definitely not so today. Almost to the point where I'm going to start scratching them off my list. In fact, actually, I might as well start.
Seems a bit unfair.
Holtzman or Bennett are going to be able to do anything unless there's some major mistakes ahead, because we're heading on to the final lap. So we're all just battling for those lower points.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Same shit in the Austrian GP.
Coming up later on as well with Isaac Price as well, folks.
You get a 5-second penalty. You get a 5-second penalty. You get a 5-second penalty.
Nils Niox now starting to get closer to the rear of Patrick Holtzman again. I'm waiting for the inevitable here. It's the final lap here. They've got to send it, and Nils Niox, he's running out of patience through turn 2, in towards turn 3. Slide coming out to that particular section. Parabolica up next. Nils Niox, he's given up waiting. He's given up dancing. He wants to move up into that 9th spot.
Yep, mate, exactly. Exactly my thoughts on it.
Obviously slowed Holtzman out coming down at the Parabolica into the hairpin. Holtzman defends. There's not going to be a dummy sold from Niox, but it could be late on the brakes for Holtzman. Mouse inside going.
Good defended from Holtzman there.
They're able to hang on.
Move back over onto the racing, as far over to the racing line as he could. It's what a lot of people don't do when defending. They just leave too much room. But he's been done there, though. Fair play.
Tim Jarshall heads towards the line in all the furor. He's won here at Hockenheim.
FaZe's first win and first car to qualify over the weekend.
From Tim Jarshall. It was just perfect, but what a move. I mean, that really did take our attention away.
It certainly did, and we've got James West standing by with Isaac Price.
So Isaac, you managed to just squeeze through that.
Yeah.
Can you explain what happened? Because there was cars flying everywhere.
Yeah, so obviously at the start it was a bit of carnage. I was tucked in behind Nicodem, and there I could see a crash in front, and I went to the right, but I was like pulling alongside him, and I'm not sure, there must have been a car in front of him, and he swerved even further right. So then I bounced off the wall, and thankfully there's no damage model yet, so I was able to keep going.
And did you get a slowdown penalty at all?
Yeah, I did, on the straight. I thought it was going to cost me more, but I had enough of a gap behind to Patrick, so I was able to hold my position. Bit of a surprise, but I'm not going to complain.
5 seconds, I'm guessing there.
Of survival there, and with that, let's have some race analysis at the main desk.
Great to hear from Isaac there, but it's happened. FaZe have won in sim racing.
Yes,
Welcome to the world of sim racing. FaZe, time to, I've got fat fingers so they don't quite work, but FaZe up. Yeah, I'm 36, probably shouldn't be doing that. They did it. Tim Jarshall, who was very nervous, he's been nervous all weekend, didn't know what to expect. He's got a race win. Not only have they got through to the next stage, he won the race.
And he did it in dominant fashion from the very beginning. This is my cue card, by the way, at the end of lap number 1. I had no idea what was going on at all. But we had the big one. We had Isaac Price, that battle when he was, by the way, 2 G2 drivers.
If I was Williams, I would be fuming. Fuming.
FaZe Clan, of course, yeah. The pole position, incredible, converted into the win, but it wasn't easy for him. That first lap was so incredible. We had 3 different leaders at one point in those first couple of laps. Team Redline, I mean, they did the same thing as yesterday. They had win.
Finished 59 seconds behind the lead.
And you had no qualifications.
Ouch.
And you know what? The battles at the rear of the field, they were so exciting to watch as well, because they are still battling for some points and penalties.
People swing. I know everyone's still friendly, isn't they?
It was a bit more of a battle royale than a race in all fairness at the start, and that plays into a team like FaZe's hands perfectly.
It was epic. It's just a shame it fizzled out. Obviously, second half of the race, but the first half was really good.
Qualifying lap and an exceptional race performance as well. Let's talk about Mercedes. Mercedes, 3 drivers through today. At this stage, they'd have 3 drivers in a wall.
Yep. So you've got RHG, you've got Mercedes, you've got Porsche, each with 3 drivers through. That is going to make for some very interesting semi-finals. Just to remind you, we do it as a bracket system. So the people from qualifying 1 and 2, they are the ones that will go through to semi-final number 1.
And now this is where you need the popcorn, ladies and gentlemen, because James is with race control.
Hey guys, I'm at race control here. We've got the manager from Mouse. What went on? What's happening?
Not happy with the stewards' decision, basically. I'm gonna look into it, but I think Patrick should be in the semis right now.
Bosh. Here we go. This is what we was asking for.
Sway the decisions. I kind of want to understand the decision because I don't understand it. I think nobody does. So we'll see.
Okay, so
fair enough, Rene. Fair enough.
Have the other driver removed and yours put forwards then?
Hey man, they must change something. We can't race like this. I think it doesn't work. It's not good for the viewers.
This is not acceptable.
All right then, well, so there's a little bit of contention there over how the penalties were given out, and that keeps things exciting, and that is what happens with the format of the elimination. The pressure's always on. But with that,
it's bullshit.
My favourite time of the day. It's another time for a cup of tea. Enjoy your break, guys.
Time for another cup of tea. All right. Let's No, Mikey, no. This is not good. So this is the incident at the start, guys. So this apparently was a 15-second time penalty.
Oh my goodness me! Goodness me, now mass collision! Huge collision!
There's a massive one. Holtzman's been up in the air, red line as well. Bennett might be out of this.
So if we watch this back, what's happened is this car here has gone over that curb on the right-hand side, which we know has a little bit of a dip, and the car's wobbled. You see here, look, it's sliding, and then it's snapped. So he's tried to save it, and it's snapped. It's hit him. Of course, it's caused this big crash at the start, but to me, does that warrant a 15-second time penalty at the start compared to a 5-second time penalty of the dive bomb taking out the Williams? I know, because to me there's no intention there, and that's like a driver trying to save a mistake. And then I want to see if they posted the Williams one. That was worse. Have they posted it yet? No, they haven't posted it yet. Okay. But they've looked at what they've done is they've looked at the result of that mistake compared to the intention and punished them based on the result of it rather than the intention. And that's wrong. There's no... It's a double overtake from earlier. Great move.
By the game, and brilliant space was given, brilliant respect between the three, and Bunnerhaus going from 6th to 4th, going from
bit of like with the cars, but other than that. But I want them to show the Williams one. Maybe we can just go back into the stream and find it. It's not far, is it? I think they looked at the impact, then the mistake itself. Yeah, exactly. It's not intentional. So Williams are still... So Price is in 6th there because he's already done it then. Yeah, he's still done it there. Here we go. Here we go. Right here. Right here. Right here. This is it. Coming up now. How he gets a 5-second time penalty for this, I don't know. Yeah, it definitely shouldn't be 15. He's been absolutely shafted there, in my opinion. He was squeezing all day, wasn't he? Look at him. He tried to do it to Graham as well. But this for me, how he's only got 5 seconds for this, I don't know. Williams' car's minding his own bit. We've seen this in iRacing all so often. The Williams car, no matter what you think of them, was just in 6th place with a little bit of a gap to them behind. And then just cleanly wipes him out and uses him as a brake. And then goes on to qualify. Obscene. Absolutely obscene. I would be fuming. If I was Williams and if I was the Mouse Esports team as well, or whatever. Or whoever finished directly behind them. Where was the replay? Did they show the replay? Here we go. Just here. The move was on for sure, but he braked too late. Yeah, definitely. He's braked too late, made a mistake, and he's cleaned out another car. Who was a second up the road from him. Then barges the other guy out of the way. Then barges the guy who's trying to overtake out of the way. And see, this is what I thought at the time. The 15-second slowdown was because of, I thought that was Baptista, the one who just made that move. I was like, okay, that's fair enough, 15 seconds. But yeah, that was mad, wasn't it? Really. Call of Duty Pro. That's a Danny Rick deep braking not executed properly and gone.
Where's the smiles gone, everyone? Where have the smiles gone? There's been absolutely none that time. I was looking around watching.
It's a serious business. They got 500k on offer.
Poker face right now. Even Max Maneke, who won yesterday, poker face. Rogers, I think the reason why I talked about a group of death yesterday. I'm not going to call this a group of death, but this is going to be a very, very.
You got Beneke, you got Josh Rogers.
Well, they've all just watched the previous race, right? And they've seen some big dogs go out. Luke Bennett,
So the FaZe guy, the Call of Duty Pro was 4 seconds off the pace at Spa yesterday. Let's see what he's off the pace today. Bless him.
You have a direct effect on someone's ability.
I think the fact that there's no damage car. Yes, exactly. That's the problem as well, isn't it?
Bending the rules slightly, whereas every other esport is either you break.
Yeah, Crim6. I've never heard of him. He's got like 620 odd thousand subscribers on YouTube. He's only won Call of Duty tournaments before or something as well.
All sorts of different camera angles. We're going to be looking at the race director area and all that good stuff, and on the drive.
Reckon I've beat this too right, I could.
We're going to hear from one of them because we're going to go now backstage with James.
Crim6, CRIMSIX.
And I think the spice is getting a bit too hot. The curry's
I looked up his YouTube yesterday.
To cool the curry down, I'm going to take you over to Apex Racing, who actually had a pretty relaxing race there. Qualified second, finished second. It's all going to plan.
Him?
For that one, yeah, absolutely. Pete did
615k.
Did the job that he needed to, and yeah, just stayed out of trouble.
All of his content is. I don't think he's done one sim racing video. Apart from like, he's done a couple of like real life videos.
I absolutely love the contrast. If you've got the guys at the Marshall booth with like fumes coming out of their head, and then you're just sat here.
Just your casual 70 million views, 38 times COD champion, $1.3 million earned.
And the curry cooled down. I'd like to send you guys to your favorite countdown timer and the break.
Casual flex. If you could keep out of the war, think I could beat him? Yeah, definitely. Let's mute that again. Copyrighted, most probably. Yeah, I don't know if he's done any actual. It says sim racing, so has he got a sim racing channel? With me, it's his spotter Ian, most known by COD World as Crim6, finally got his first win in sim racing 3 months ago. It hasn't got his I rating. I want to know what his I rating is. Should we have a little Google and find out what his I rating is? Well, not Google, but... where's my iRacing? It's exactly what I'm doing right now, James. Can you find it on iRacing? Yeah, you can find anyone on iRacing. What's his name? Ian Porter. That's Australia. He's not Australian, that's for sure. Must be Ian Porter too, surely. Texas, here we go. Okay, he's got a 1.7k I rating. Oh, hang on, stats. He hasn't raced a lot then, has he, on iRacing? When was VRS last at Suzuka? Oh, 15 people signed up. That's not too bad. Still over 200 people signed up for VRS Sprint. Okay. It will still want their panorama fix. It hasn't been at Suzuka this season. So he hasn't raced on iRacing for months. Yeah, 1.7k, I'd beat him. I'm confident in that, guys. FaZe, sign me up. Sign me up. I think genuinely what's happened is they've struggled to put a team together, or they've struggled to find a fourth driver or sign a fourth driver. And they've gone, who out of our roster has done any sort of racing at all? He has. And he's a big name outside of sim racing. He could bring in probably more viewers as well. So I think that's what they've done. It's a marketing strategy for them to get more eyeballs on the event. I think they're a big backer of ESL anyway. And to put sim racing kind of a bit more on the map and their sim racing team. Clever move, really. But yeah. FaZe would do better with me. Yeah, what's the sign? FaZe up. I don't know what. FaZe up. Right, we're back. We're back. Last race that I'm going to stream, guys, and then I'm going to skip the semi-finals. And then I'll come back for the final later on this evening, which is 6:30.
Very shortly heading to our quarterfinal number 4. Two things I want to pick up on. Kevin Siggy, terrible day yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Not happy, but 2 years ago, doesn't regain very quickly. Dwells on it. Yesterday, got smiling within an hour and realizing he had a big day today. One of the biggest names in sim racing. Can he bounce back?
Yes, and this is one of the good things about Team
Who's in this one? I want to find out who's in this one. So, can Merck make it 4 for 4?
Max Verstappen, he's always in constant communication. You got Lando and all the fun they have. Ironically, they play Call of Duty on their free time, just have a little bit of fun. That's the sort of way that you bounce back. It's not about going down, looking at telemetry. No, get yourself completely out of the situation. Go play some Call of Duty. Go have some fun. Relax. Put everything to one side.
No, I think you should do some more practice.
And Ian Porter crimsix 3 seconds off the pace yesterday. Has posted all over social media. He's done videos with FaZe. He's telling everyone this is a journey. Not expecting to be fast off
It's a journey.
Today, 1.5 seconds off the pace in a practice session.
It's a journey.
Already.
Oh, God.
To be honest, Spa,
okay.
Everyone knows it off by heart. It's very easy to gain time at Spa, very hard to gain time at the Hockenheim ring. And to halve that gap in just one
What is the
day,
F122 FPS games? Yeah.
of a pure pro athlete. Of course, you're coming from one environment, and I said this yesterday, it's about how you take all that talent from CSGO and put that in to the mindset of esports sim racing, and he's doing
It's got no correlation whatsoever. What are you talking about?
That he deserves to be on that team.
Apart from that, they're esports events. They're two entire different disciplines. Two entire different skills.
It's Team Porsche Quanda here because they have 3 drivers that have got through, and you're looking to get the final driver in on this one.
Yeah, it's like we have Josh now in this race, and like getting four drivers into semis is now the cherry on the cake.
Is there any reason
Not to be rude, sounds like a heavy smoker. He is. From what I saw at the IWC event, yes.
Yesterday, I think we improved really well and like looked up what were the mistakes yesterday, and we learned out of it.
And now it's not even in colour.
I'm sure your driver's going to qualify up front because that seems to be the key to success.
Yeah, we will.
A journey has started. Yeah, the journey home.
Compared to Maximilian, and will be interesting to watch.
Okay, well, thanks for that. And with that, guys, it's time to learn a bit about the track from an expert, a proper expert. They're really good. Entering the start-finish line straight as we begin a flying lap of Hockenheim.
An onboard.
An absolutely fantastic
okay.
That, though it looks flat, is actually really quite tricky. And T1 on this circuit is a tricky beast, and this is going to have a lot of drivers.
Details in the car look quite good, actually. You can see like the carbon fibre of the dash.
That's going to be something to watch out for as we then have a very tight braking zone 100 metres away from the corner. I think we're going to see a lot of drivers struggling with this part of the circuit, and I'm struggling with the car as we go a bit opposite lock there to catch the back.
Oh, it's so far back, isn't it? It's so far back.
Hard braking zone. We've got the curbing down the left, full on the brakes, absolutely pounding that load cell brake pedal right into the braking there, down into first gear. Onto the power, accelerating out. There's going to be a lot of action here, and I think on this right-hander, you might see people trying to do a bit of
He's lifted.
As we again have another tight braking zone. And
did he lift for the kink?
This track is long straights and
come on, James. You can keep it flat through there. Even in a GT3 car.
This is part of the track with walls either side, compressing the competitors into each other. And then the danger of running wide onto the grass.
He did a 111 in the around Brazil, did he? Are you proper stalking his stats now, aren't you, Connor?
Helps get the vehicle through the corner. Move there, hook it up nicely again. More cow steer on and off the throttle, on and off the brake. I'm like a lunatic out of control. And there we go, back to the start-finish line. And that is possibly one of the least tidy laps of Hockenheim ring you have.
You don't think this is on board? Might not be.
Fantastic to see how the pros handle it.
Great to get some insight there from James. 3 key areas for this circuit for me. It's the exit at turn 2. You've got to set yourself up for parabolical all the way down towards that hairpin, and it's the satch curves as well, because the camber on the inside.
Oh, so they've got Giassi. You've got Jeff Giassi. You've got Fanatec. You've got Josh Rogers in this one. Who else is there?
That's where you got the camber on there. The middle part of the track is a Tilkedome, and that means
I wonder if their field of views are fixed as well. Because when we did the IWC event, oh, it was horrible. The field of view was so far away. The brake bias was fixed to a higher brake bias than I was used to running as well. And it was just, everything about it was like, I'm just going to be happy to just not crash, which is what I did. So, which is what I didn't do, thankfully. So.
Europe, Lozano. I play music while I'm singing, so no particular song. Felipe Massa. Track limits in endurance races. SRO endurance to be particular. My girlfriend.
How? Did he just... Sorry.
Music.
Oh, that's where you got the camera.
Sorry, guys. I just want to run it back. Did he say something about endurance racing?
I play music while I'm singing, so no particular song. Felipe Massa. Track limits in endurance races. SRO endurance to be particular.
No fucking way.
Music.
The balls on this guy to say that. I thought I heard something. My God. I hope you get taken out. Lap 1, mate.
To go one final time before we get into those semi-finals. And this one is terrifying.
Did he say that?
I gotta say, if there was a grid of drivers where I'd be like, yeah, so you're still around your sim racing debut. You struggled a little bit yesterday.
We'll wind it back just a touch again. Sorry.
I'm actually a very cool Depends on
right.
to be particular. No particular.
With Dara McCormack.
So for people that don't know, just before we go back to it, Williams Esports, track limits, using the apron, big furore, obviously, got really like
Dara McCormack.
Big thing about it, right? Listen to what he says when it comes to biggest risks.
Williams Esports, Irish, 86, SRO, Sprint, Europe, Lozano. I play music while I'm singing, so no
now.
Song. Felipe Massa.
No, after this one.
Track limits and endurance races, SRO endurance to be particular. My girlfriend. Music. Actually,
I can't believe he went track limits in endurance racing.
Wildly different beast. But there is that winning mentality. It's not going to be today.
There's someone in the PR team at Mercedes, at Williams right now going, "Oh my God, what did he just say?" Mate, I'm clipping that. I'm clipping that, and that is going into a short. I cannot believe he said that.
Obviously made his way through into the semi-finals. Jeff Giassi, Furia's last hope and the only driver for Furia to have got through into the semi-finals. Same with Mick Gala as well.
They should have come at an aprons for a laugh. Yeah, it would have been funny.
Dara McCormack had a little bit of a catch up with Dairy.
That would have been trolling. I can't.
You know, Josh Rogers and.
Can't believe he said it.
God,
it's brilliant.
Kevin Siggy.
It's Kevin Siggy, folks. And naturally,
What did I just miss about Williams? Well, they used the apron for the qualifying in the LMDH for Daytona on iRacing when they was told specifically not to, and then they used their GT cars to hold up others when they were out of the race pretty much, and some very dodgy tactics. He just got asked what's biggest risk in sim racing, and he went track limits in endurance. Track limits in endurance racing.
You know, that can sort of go towards some drivers' strength. Also some car strengths as well. It can really attack that first curb going through turn one. You have the confidence to throw it over.
All right, who's going to stick it on pole? Beneke?
But as you can see, we are in qualifying, and it is Maximilian Beneke to get that first lap time onto the boards. Again, the sector times we're looking for, things that are good, a 20.2 in the first sector, a 45.6 or lower in that second sector, and we are looking for a low 1 minute 36. Goes through the first corner, and instantly a shake of the head.
Yeah, and that is very telling. Certainly a man who was first home yesterday. He's first out of the blocks here today for qualifying in our quarterfinal, fourth quarterfinal, in fact, in this event. And yes,
Thank you for the sub, buddy.
In the first sector, he's not happy. Maximilian Beneke after that first visit through sector 1, and now he's got to make up for it in sector 2 and 3, but it's going to be a hard task.
This is what's crazy about this event.
So what's the quickest time we've seen? A 36.4 today. No, 36.2. 36.2 is what we've seen quickest time.
Second to Yuri Toman in the semi-finals, but when it came to the time, when it came to that final, he absolutely smashed it, and now has to do so again, but seemingly already crumbling a little bit. With this kind of format, is that if there is that mistake in the race, you don't really get the time to make
yeah.
He leaves the arena section, will come up towards that second sector split. A big snap of oversteer.
He's not happy with that.
Again, a shake of the head. It is a 45.6, but I want to see it lower than that. I think we're aiming for a mid 1 minute 36 here.
Yeah, and I think it's certainly not on the catalogue of what we would usually see from Maximilian Beneke, but maybe just the demons entering.
I mean, they use a lot of steering angle, aren't they? Seems unnatural to me.
Now we'll have to see what the time is. Naturally, not happy.
Josh Rogers free. People probably think it's his Smurf account. What's he done? 36.6. Ooh, that's. He's got it all to do, Max. I think he's got it all to do.
Those personal best lap times that we were kind of expecting to see a driver capable of a 35 does set a
36.39, and he wasn't happy with that. Little shake of the head as well.
Yeah, and half the next one to come through, losing a 10th in the first and a 10th in the second.
Yeah, absolutely right. Johan Hart, of course, representing the Apex Racing team, heading up towards the line. Where does he place himself?
36.5.
Quick, second fastest, just in behind 2/10 off Josh Rogers.
It's 900R.
Here comes Dara McCormack. Really good first sector. Decent in the second. Is it good enough for pole? No, it is good enough for second. A 36.455. And Dara McCormack, a driver which struggled yesterday, was not
Abusing track limits, I bet.
looking to do something very special here today. It's the next one.
Go on, Mercedes Esports.
Great for Mercedes. But I'm not sure about that. Just third position with a
36.5.
Yeah, there are more drivers coming in, and now in comes Jeff Giassi, makes his way through now the final sector. The final corner now for Fury Esports, who had
Tiru, that sausage curb on the outside definitely has no effect in this sim compared to iRacing, that's for sure. I think even in GT3, it really does. It costs you a lot of time to go over it. In here, it's like they're using it to gain time.
only a second off in the second, and I will say only a second off because honestly, when you are battling on a grid like this, a 139.7, that's about the same kind of time that I did. Now,
3 seconds off the
I'm not
pace.
going to say I'm great, but I'm experienced in the world of sim racing. I wouldn't be too disappointed with that. Siggy across the line, and it is a 36.348. He goes 500ths clear of
Quick time.
Josh Rogers at the front.
A twitch of the mustache, and he's on P1.
Is Rennsport just focused on racing? Yeah.
Risto Capit now for RHG, looking to join him too after their superior run so far in this championship. Where's he going to be? He's just enlisted his Sector 3 time, and it's not going to be at the top end. 7th fastest with a 36.717.
Yeah, not ideal there for RHG, and maybe their struggles.
What about everyone else?
In the semi-final spot, Ryan Barneveld across the line.
Ah, come on. I'd actually like to see Beneke be outside of the top 6 so we can see him try and put on a show.
Looking to do something for Heroic here again, was the lone qualifier into the semi-finals yesterday. What can he do? He crosses the line, and he moves his way to 4th.
Yeah.
Final sector.
Great lap there for Heroic now, 4th fastest second.
So Beneke's got to make up at least one position.
The ever tremendous and also consistent Yanni Tormler shaking ahead from him, though. He's not happy either as he now crosses the line. Still
4th. So Beneke's got to make up 2 positions minimum to qualify. Interesting. Impulse actually brought a cup car instead of a GT3 car.
There he is, and he is starting this race from the pole position. Of course, just saw there, G2 and Heroic. Yes. I think there's going to be a bit of a ding-dong between those two. Obviously, a bit of a precursor, and it really is, because that CSGO kicks off in less than an hour, if memory serves. It's about 4 o'clock local time.
But this is the place to be.
But this is what we're looking at now. I mean, I can't wait to see this one unfold. Semi-finals following this. The final 6 drivers looking to book their place further on in this competition.
For like a award? No, well, it's got money involved in it, yeah. So this is the first 2 rounds of the spring season. It finishes in May. Then you get to a final. So there's 225 grand on offer. Like overall prize pool. So first place can win 45k.
With what happened out on track, obviously it was all wrong from the first sector for him. Really, he was not really content. But take us through the grid.
Yeah, Kevin Siggy will start from pole position after a fantastic lap time. It is Siggy in a BMW, Josh Rogers for Porsche alongside in that that first row.
Beneke's got to make some moves. Let's see what he can do.
For Mercedes, and then Yanni Tormler in the G2 Esports. Then we've got the Heroic of Mikko Gala. Then the Mercedes of Marco Pajic, Johan Hart, Maximilian Beneke, the winner yesterday just from 8th, which
Buy a new Jag. Yeah.
The previous quarter-final. Ryan Barneveld, Risto Capit, Jeff Giassi, and Ian Porter rounding out the grid. So, looking at some of these that have had...
Yeah, he's 3 seconds off the pace, Crim 6.
Sports, of course, they had Wisniewski, who went through. They did lose Dennis Schuniger and Brzezinski earlier on. Dara McCormack, who will be starting this one for 3rd for the...
Right, let's see what shenanigans are going to go on this time
I
around.
think he's in for a really, really good spot to do something special from that position.
Well, from second row of the grid, it's a good place to be, but obviously as well, it's a complicated issue, certainly heading in towards turn 1 as well. We've seen it time and time again, cars being drawn together through that very fast first part of the circuit, not to mention then turn 2 and 3, where things can get a little harem-scarum. Before then, you take the Parabolica, and then, of course, we have the famous, I'm going to make it famous now, obviously the Spitz curve, where we have seen drivers spinning all over the place, cars left, right, centre, looking to make the key places.
Risto.
And Risto, a little bit of a moment there, but the key moment here as well.
Oh no, they can change their field of view.
Where he is starting, incidentally.
Because some of them have the wing mirror in place. Some of them don't.
Again, as we've said time and time again, you need to be in the top 6. That's what we're focused on, the top half of this grid. At the moment, you can see Maximilian Benecke's not in there. We're looking over the shoulder. They're in warm-up at the moment. You've got about a minute left of it. You've got Josh Rogers. You've got the Mercedes car directly ahead of Payet. A couple of positions ahead of that is Maximilian Benecke. They're just getting those final few moments out. But for Benecke, it's going to be a very important race. He has the
Yes, yeah, that's true. They're not. It's not a LAN event, is it?
We know how fast he is, but also Yuri Toman did the same in the previous race.
He did, and we'll have to see.
Will there be any netcode issues?
Wasn't necessarily putting through, say, his best laps that we can expect. Obviously, we expect a lot from Toman, especially from what we saw at Spa. We say the same things about Maximilian Benecke as well, because obviously he is such a juggernaut in this industry. We'll have to wait and see whether he can pull it together. Many of the names, though, Kevin Siggy back on top, back to his best.
Oh yeah,
and that's what we like to see.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday he didn't have a good one. Kind of reminded me of the first time I saw Kevin Siggy, which was in a Division 2 Porsche Cup race in 2013, a very long time ago. Very, very different driver now. He wouldn't be seen on the same grid as me, that's for sure. Incredible talent to have had that pole position. Again, it restores that confidence, and that's kind of the thing. We talk about this racing dynamic.
Can they change the car between rounds? No. No, so they're all assigned to their car for this year.
Especially at this track, I think, because the way the track is laid out.
Rennsport, the guys at Rennsport. Yeah, that's just their development team. It's called Rennsport by Rennsport, I think. I don't think it's like a development team. Sorry, making it.
Wonderful moves by all these talents. I'll tell you what, you'd expect a lot of the same from this group here as we have a look behind the scenes as well. A conference of sorts. Williams Esports, Javi Guerra obviously getting his team together. Many others as well dotted around, looking. And Maurice Lerner there in the background as well for Mouse. Obviously he's going to be pushing for Maximilian Benecke.
It was founded by motorsports and game development enthusiasts. But yeah, here we go. Right. Benecke's got it all to do. He needs to make up 2 positions.
As we get racing for the final time in the quarterfinals, it's not a great start from Josh Rogers, and I believe it might be Darren McCormack trying to get to the outside, going through the first corner. He lifts out of it. Kevin Siggy holds the advantage, and what an advantage it is for Team Redline. That's an absolutely outstanding start. But look at Darren McCormack down the inside, coming down into turn 2. For Williams,
that's deep. That's deep. That's very deep.
He might well lose out 1 position, maybe even 2.
Yeah, he went very deep, heading in towards turn
under attack by the BMW.
As well, and further back as well. Yoni Tormala looking to come into the mix now against Darren McCormack, licking his wounds after that first sector error, going late, heading into the apex. Tormala with a chance.
Oh wow, look at the Mercedes.
Who has a look down the inside now as they head in towards Spitz Curve. Tormala now hanging it out left.
Everyone pretty much holding position at the moment.
I get the feeling I think Tormala had the better run out of Spitz Curve.
Maximilian Benecke as well in the background might lose out another position as McCormack getting squeezed by Yoni Tormala coming through
this is where the big crash happened last time. Oh!
That's Mikael Gala who's gone down the inside, made contact with Payage as we leave the arena section. Johan Harder's a part of it. Maximilian Benecke's a part of it. Who's going to pick up a position and get up to 7? But look at Barneveld.
Yeah, Barneveld coming into the mix as well, and this is all in a
mate, that is a tight pack there. Look at what's there.
Together, scrapping it out here, trying to get themselves qualified.
Oh, Benecke's sliding out the inside.
Gala heading through the latter sector. You can see there as well, further up, Maximilian Benecke, side-by-side action as well.
Benecke's just picked up 2 places.
In front of him, Giassi as well, as the Fury Esports car pushes its way through.
Yeah, camera works a little bit iffy.
Trying to move himself up a spot.
Yeah, the 2 most consistent teams of yesterday, both of these.
Oh wait, wow, Benecke just slid up the inside of them there and picked up 2 places.
If they want to get both of their cars out of quarterfinal 4, at least, because the Apex Racing team in 10th are
it's all over the back of this Porsche as well, but the Merc is good in a straight line.
He's here to play. It's Maximilian Benecke. He's up in a 6th position.
Oh mate.
Going up 1 more. Mikael Gala, the next one he wants to pick off.
Yeah, but he's in the top 6 now, but fancies a stab at the top 5 now. Inside line from Maximilian Benecke. Yesterday's winner when we went racing at Spa-Francorchamps. He took the opening round of the championship.
Porsche is going to try and hold it. The Merc's coming back at him as well. This ain't over and done with.
We're still hanging on with the sheer determination not to give up the place. But Benecke is made of stronger stuff. Outside line now through turn 8.
This Merc, look at this Merc.
An instant further back.
I'm not sure. Yeah, it was Furia. There was contact, definitely. We'll have to wait and see.
Oh wow, Benecke's done it. Oh! Look at these 2. Ian.
come straight back to that one. But look at this, Jeff Giassi
Speeding in the pit lane.
side by side. Currency in contact between Ryan Barneveld. They're all off the road in Mobile 1.
Yeah, they are indeed for the back.
Oh, mate, they're all getting argy-bargy at the back, aren't they? Look at them.
Giassi's car, the BMW's getting into the mix. Capit also being forced wide through the stadium section.
I don't know.
I
don't know how he's got that penalty.
But with all this battling, they're losing track on 6th place.
Do you think Kevin Siggy's just sat there thinking, like, what are these two Muppets shouting about?
I think he must be. Look at
nothing's happening in this race.
Joshua Rogers, though. Incredible.
It's an absolutely superstar from the red line, man. He doesn't know about anything that's happening.
Pit lane with no damage. Yeah, I don't know. I think it might have been the warm-up lap.
This close because Payage and Gala extremely close. You can kind of see that one in the distance there as they head through turn 2. And
I tell you what, it's not over. Beneke could be under attack here.
They've got 3 for 3 so far. He wants to make it 4 for 4.
Yeah, well, Payage, I tell you what, can he continue the Mercedes rampant move?
Double toe.
Final? He goes defensive though, as we now see Gala looking to try to defend the position. Late on the brakes from the Mercedes now, as they round spits curve. The AMG now moves its way up.
Great move. Great move.
Qualification for the semi-final. Should he stay there?
Yeah, and I'm not sure if that's a guarantee. I'd say if there's anything in this race that is a guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
That was a great move.
Yeah, I know.
He really tried to squeeze him there.
Top 3, top 4 rather have pulled away. Siggy, Rogers, Tormula and McCormack pulling out 2 seconds over Beneke, who's worked his way up. He looks still slightly
They could be running so hard without sending each other to low Earth orbit and all. Wow, the Merc is all over the back of Beneke again.
Due to a collision, that'll be to Marco Payet, so he gives that one up straight away. Still
what? Where's that come from?
Yeah, Marco Payet now up into 5th.
Where's that come from? Beneke's been told to give up a position.
Of getting himself into top 6, but to do that, he has to get past the great Maximilian Beneke, who holds on to that 6th spot, still with Payet just in front of him.
So he must have barged someone out of the way.
In the IEM Expo, as all the drivers in
did he?
look to hurtle around this grandiose circuit of Hockenheim Ring. It certainly has been hellacious here in this circuit. Can't wait to see what's to come.
Yeah, I'm sure many of you sat
He's under attack here.
How do I get involved in this? I really want to go. Well, you've got to hook up with one of these big teams, but eventually it'll come to.
Pathetic penalty, was it? I missed it.
Keep up to date with everything involved in this race by downloading the Rennsport app on your favourite app store, but as well getting in touch with us at ESL_R1.
Is he going for it?
ESLR1 is there. Is the move to the inside once again. Nico Gala for the heroic teams, trying to put on some heroics for himself because he's trying to push Beneke outside of the top 6.
Side by side.
This has been the 6th place battle.
This is for 6th place. This is the last qualifying spot. It's helping the Mercedes. Johan Half is right over the back of him, ready to pounce. There he goes. Oh, that view was not great.
Side by side as they enter the stadium section.
Yeah, it's going to be Beneke dropping down the position, but he's still hanging it. I saw him hanging it around the outside of Mobile. He was giving it a go. It gives him the inside as they come down towards the Sachs.
Beneke hates being overtaken. If you've ever watched Porsche Esports Cup or any of his streams, he hates it.
Absolutely insane. Johan Half trying to find his way through for the Apex Racing team. Backs out of that one. And the tension, I mean, not really feeling it, is he?
Oh!
He's just watching on, so pensive at this point. Obviously, the
Johan Half.
watching on.
Oh, he's going up the inside of T1.
Well, just looking between their fingertips at the moment. You can just see now. Johan Half now, turn 1. Incredible scenes here. They run
How?
over the curbs. How they managed to keep
Who's this beamer as well?
It's astonishing.
Jeff Giassi.
We got Giassi looking to get himself into the fight. The Fury,
Oh, that Porsche's turning in. There's a BMW there, mate. You can't do that.
Cars out of turn 3 towards the Parabolica. Inside line now for Giassi as they
That's a penalty if I've ever seen one. That Porsche turned in.
Squeeze going into turn 2, and he's got back with the switchback down the inside, coming around the Parabolica. And watch this, he's going to drag it all the way over to cover him off, coming down to the hairpin. Ryan Barneveld back involved.
Jeff's gone. Nah, fuck ya. Just move straight over.
But look at the BMW MTBS competition. They are right there, and I'm pretty sure it might be.
Mate, that Porsche was side by side with Max Beneke, and then in half a lap, he's now lost 3 spaces.
Down towards the next hairpin at turn 13, hanging around the outside. Barneveld just not quite enough to make the crucial move on Mikel Gala for the Van Risto.
That'll be another 10-second penalty for Max.
I tell you what a scrap for this P7 position.
The gaps, though, are growing for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Is behind Page, only 1.3 back to half. It is growing in that region, 1.1 back to Jeff.
Beneke's gone. Right, let's get a move on.
I don't even want to tell you the gaps are switching over so much. Gala, Barneveld to Cap, and of course Ian Porter with his issues. We'll take a look at some of the replays.
Look at this, here we go.
Got involved in some contact with Mikhail Gala for the heroic team.
Yeah, he hung it around the outside. Of course, they were being pushed across the curve as well. You just see them together. Of course, the heroic car doing his best to prevent the onslaught from the Mouse team. And now we're seeing them round through this next right. Yeah, literally nose to, well, side by side.
Wow.
Rear left to front right. But the Audi managing just late on the brakes.
Yeah, that weren't Max's fault. The guy turned in on him.
Came Johan Hath then into the scrap. Mikhail Gala doing his best to try and prevent the issue, but not quite there, certainly for Johan Hath, until he managed to bring the switch back, heading through the final corner.
Then that just allowed Max to just go straight off.
Then a bit more of a squeeze. Gala kind of just like squeezing it a little bit through the final corner, squeezing it a little bit through the first corner as well. And then it was Jeff Giassi coming through after all of that. I mean,
it's a bit of like back, move back, right, with the broadcast. It's not quite smooth, is it?
Have a little bit of side-by-side tussle in all of this. I'm liking they can get their elbows out to the touch because it gives the confidence to the drivers to get involved in the mix. Ryan Barneveld coming through in all of that.
Yeah. Certainly Giassi.
So where are they at now? So Johan Hath is dropping back from Max. He can't keep up with him. 1.4 seconds.
Did speak to them, as I said earlier on today. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Josh Rogers is close to Siggy.
Now within 0.3 of a second. Seems pretty quick. He's managed to whittle in 7/10 since we last checked.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was something more at that. I'm just going to have a little look to see if there was any sort of slowdown penalty that went the way of Kevin Siggy, unless it was just potentially a mistake for Kevin Siggy.
He's just sitting on the back of him.
More not there. He is looking to attack. What has happened to Kevin Siggy?
Well, I tell you what, as the tyres fallen off for Team Redline, certainly Kevin Siggy, if the degradation is affecting him, obviously this track at Hockenheim.
Is he going to go for a move or not?
Corners, especially when you go
He got given a drive-through penalty, Connor, for speeding in the pit lane. Make of that what you will.
And the question is, will Rogers plumb for the move, or will he opt to stay?
I'm not sure it's even possible to speed in the pit lane when they start on the grid. But yeah.
I think he's going to opt for the move, you know. Siggy going defensive, down into Spitz curve. In comes the Porsche, up the inside there of the BMW. Switch back from Siggy as he looks to try and hold on to first place. You can't stop Rogers. Out furor heading from Kevin Siggy.
Is he all right?
Furious. Yeah, I think Andre Kunchman, who we can see there, probably won't be particularly pleased. You can see Luke Bennett as well alongside, and I can understand the frustration, but also sit there and think about it for a second. Does it matter? Since on the top 6.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
Obviously, he can keep calm. He doesn't want to lose his head. This is
exactly.
This is a situation where you
chill the
need
fuck
to
out.
Preserve your position. Top 6, remember, go through to the semi-final. Now is not the time to implode Kevin Siggy. Let's hold on and make sure you book your ticket to the semi-final.
Yeah, you've got to stay calm in all of this. Yes.
Sadly, top 6 are really comfortable now. This is basically race over.
Not that far behind. Remain calm.
It's interesting for the first half. Second half, it fizzled out.
Into the semi-finals, but if he gets hot-headed, now trust me, I've raced with Kevin Siggy.
He's a competitive man.
He can be quite hot-headed. He just needs to keep himself calm, keep out
this
of
could
his
be
head, just focus on the race at hand.
four out of four cars through for well, it will be for Porsche Coanda and for Mercedes.
He can just maintain this gap, obviously hold on to 6, but it's easier said than done. It's all about consistency, especially here at Hockenheim. Like I said before, the tyres could fall off so easily. And certainly they can make the difference, as I said before, between running wide, picking up a
race is done.
One thing I can say to you now, Kevin Siggy, obviously
commentators will try and make it as interesting as possible, but let's be honest.
Maybe a little bit of mind games from Josh Rogers at this point.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, either way, he's very.
If anyone who hasn't hit the like button, if you can do, it'd be much appreciated.
Want to repeat that one again?
Hit the subscribe button as well.
Practice this morning to say it again. Josh Rogers set the fastest lap time that we have seen around the Hockenheim ring ever on Rennsport. Now, you might think, well, Yeah, but it's brand new, isn't it? Mika Gala receiving
Forcing another driver.
Warning. Forcing himself into another driver, making some contact. But yeah, you might think, yeah, well, this game's not out to the public, but fair enough. These drivers are the very, very best, and to set the fast lap of anyone here, and in all of their testing beforehand, when they were at home in their own rigs, to bring that level of aim game to this, that shows why Josh Rogers is an incredible driver.
Well, the fact that they're able to bring their A game in a competition such as this with so much on the line.
Oh, the Super Bowl's on tonight now.
Impressive, and certainly the times we've seen them in qualifying, they're so minimal, the gaps. There's literally nothing between them.
Yeah, it does look quite good.
And it's great because it means we've got close
Always been a fan of the
racing,
Merc.
and we have blistering fights. Obviously, we witnessed a grand final yesterday, which was sensational.
On our racing as well, it was a good car.
Yet another great race as well today. Just incidentally as well, Ryan Barneveld hasn't given up the pursuit on Mikael Gala. Still currently chasing.
Mate, Johan Half just can't keep pace, man.
Trying to close on Jeff Giassi for 8th.
7th place.
Right now, it seems like we've settled down just ever so slightly, but we are on lap 9 of 13, and now we're getting into the barnstormer phase of this race.
Yeah, I mean, of course, why would he give up the charge?
No one's going to make, none of these guys are going to make mistakes. There's too big of a gap. It's only really going to be a fight for P7, but P6 is for them to qualify.
We're not attractive enough to be in the rigs. That's why.
No, that's right. No, we are.
That's the only reason.
Barneveld going for a move. There you go.
Absolutely. Yeah, got a face for radio, and that is being shown right now. Ryan Barneveld, though, down the inside of.
Mate, this Porsche, this Gade, he likes just turning in on people, doesn't he?
Ninth position now.
Did you see that again? He turned in.
As well to potentially do something about that, and again gains a couple of points. That Porsche straight back down the inside.
Yeah, going late there. Mikael Gala trying to take the position back.
It's a Siggy.
Wasn't successful though. Heading out there of turn 8 into turn 9. Very shortly stadium section. But Barneveld able to hold on. Gala now forced to stay in that 10th place. The heroic driver, of course, who was in the
Porter casually over a minute and 4 seconds behind.
One of them were. Now we're seeing the RAG and Risto Capit now having a look down the outside potentially. Obviously looking to get himself into the scrap against that heroic Porsche. It's now in towards the latter stages. There's Dara McCormack, obviously witnessing a brilliant drive from this young man, of course, representing the Williams team, and currently sat in 4th place as well, chasing after Joni Tormler. But like you say, he just wants to try and preserve his place and book his ticket into the semi-final.
I say, like 18 years of age.
Beneke is catching Pejic.
For a couple of years. Superb.
Was 1.7 seconds, now it's 1.2.
Normally comes from.
Hey, Marlon. Good, thank you.
Yeah. In my belief, is the fastest on the platform when it comes to outright pace. Has the maturity now and is learning every single time he goes racing. Yesterday had some struggles. Comes back here in 4th position. I don't think he has any intention of attacking ahead unless he absolutely needs to.
It is true, Connor. It is, isn't it?
He's ruthless. He's young. He needs to prove himself.
And that's when winning is everything. And at the end of the day, we're going to be witnessing all these drivers, forget anything to do with, holding on to positions to get, obviously book your ticket into the next round. None of that in the final, of course. They're all going to be trying to make moves for that first place. Obviously, the ultimate position in the final. Obviously, join Maximilian Beneke to be the first 2 winners in the ESL R1 series. And it's all up for grabs, and we got all the greats at the top end. Josh Rogers currently leads the way. Kevin Siggy in 2nd. I mean, what a story that could be.
Half is now 2.7 seconds behind Beneke.
After this particular race.
I think what we're seeing here, though, we're seeing this tyre wear that we've been potentially alluded to, at least from the red line camp. They're all on the same setup, etc., within those BMWs. But we were discussing with a couple of the red line drivers that potentially the BMW struggles a little bit more on its tyres, and we're seeing that because start of the race and obviously in qualifying.
Blow your nose, please.
Don't know exactly what the problem was. That obviously
can hear the guy sniffing.
Siggy to lose quite a significant amount of time, unless we just weren't paying attention and noticing it. We thought he'd already run away by that point. But it does seem as though Siggy is definitely in Struggleville.
Could have been a moment or something. I mean, it happens through here at Hockenheim. I mean, if you look at turn 2 and turn 3, I mean, if you go late into that.
Don't think FaZe had the drivers. Yeah, I don't think they had the drivers.
But looking in the background now, we can see certainly the Porsche quantity. Mikael Gala receiving.
And he's also got a big following. So if he's racing in this event, a lot of people who don't normally watch sim racing will follow him to watch this because of he's in it. So.
For Heroic, and again, the pen comes out. We will not be seeing any more of the Heroic team A big shame for them, but bigger things for them to, I guess, deal with today. So that's obviously why they were like, no, if we bin all this off them, that is not true. That is absolutely not true. They are here to win.
That's a damning statement from you, Luke.
Of course, Heroic are here to win.
Mate, Josh is quick at Hockenheim, isn't he? 2 seconds quicker than Siggy now.
Have the basis as of yet, and this will come with time. These teams, I get the feeling, it's not as if with quite a lot of these teams where they've kind of come in, they've chucked cash around, a bit of sponsorship, and have gone, yeah, okay, right, well, whatever. Look at Mouse and things like that. They are here in sim racing. They are here to stay.
Yeah,
in sim racing.
They're sowing the seeds for their futures at the moment, Lewis, and this is the point. And this is brilliant. Obviously, ESL with the ESL R1 Championship, of course, it doesn't only bring us this new platform for sim racing in the world of virtual motorsport, but also the fact that we get to see these big organizations from other platforms, of course, entering sim racing for the first time, trying to bring the best in the business, obviously trying to make themselves the best in the business. Certainly you've got the likes there of Mouse, who's certainly not left anything.
This is really where commentators earn their money, when there's not a lot happening in the race, and they're able to keep people engaged and just keep talking and talking and talking.
Today than it was yesterday. This would mean, by the way, that Porsche will have qualified in 5 consecutive quarterfinals. Obviously, it was quarterfinal 4 yesterday, and then
Tormula, where is he? P3.
Rogers in his position, but Yanni Tormula wants to do something for G2 here. He's sick, absolutely sick to his teeth. The idea of looking at the back of Kevin Siggy for one more lap with a lap and a half to go.
Are those tyres dying off?
I think so.
There's something wrong with Kevin. So surely that should not be the case. I mean, Kevin is faster.
Yeah, he's really slow.
For a fact. Yanni Tormula getting right up close and personal. Tormula was
he was in free air on his own though. Seems strange.
Advantage over Rogers when he was leading earlier on. There's no way that this time is self-inflicted. Certainly, this delta can't be self-inflicted. I get the feeling that this red line BMW is suffering some tyre grip loss.
But this is where I'm like, this is why I think it must have been a mistake or something earlier on, like say, like a big slide or something that's added to the tyre wear. That could really put you in a bad position later on in the race, because Tormula's in the same car, so it's not necessarily a car thing, because Tormula's looking much faster. G2 Esports, by the way, Murphy and Price, obviously they've already gone through into the semi-finals. It looks like it could be another one for G2.
Fanatec close up behind the Merc.
Robbie Stapleford, who looked so good yesterday.
He did. We were very impressed with Robbie Stapleford. It's a shame
Siggy's still in his feels.
Of course, later on, but credit to them. Obviously, Joshua Rogers as well, booking yet another place for Porsche. And you've got to say,
much better afternoon for the Mercedes team as well. All 4 drivers qualified. And then throwing up in position.
I'm not necessarily sure, but I'm going to take a wild guess at turn 2. That's contact. That has got to be contact.
I'm going to take a wild guess that Gade in the Porsche turned into him like they have done, like he has been doing all race. Let's see.
Stewards will take a little look at that. But it definitely looked like there was something in turn 2. You can suffer grip loss through that section. I mean, Barneveld now, after scrapping earlier on, he must also be feeling the tyres a little bit. There's Maximilian Benecke, currently sat in 6th. Obviously, with Siggy slowing down, this top 6 have all boxed up massively.
Yes, indeed. Well,
yeah, there's no damage on him, no damage. So it'd just be tyres, him struggling.
Ridiculous. Semi-final 2 looks somehow potentially even more ridiculous than that, and I don't know how that's possible. Josh Rogers has a couple more corners left to go, as we can see. Benecke, Pajic, McCormack, Tormula, Siggy behind all this man. Josh Rogers,
flawless performance.
Does the same thing today, moves from 2nd to 1st and takes victory here at the Hockenheim ring and books his place in the semi-final. Absolutely superb.
Brilliant race from Joshua Rogers, continues the rampant run from Porsche. Siggy in 2nd, Tormula 3rd, McCormack 4th, Pajic in 5th, Benecke booking his place as well from 6th. And we also have James West now with an interview.
Ian, you're still driving the lap.
Yeah, I'm still in the race. Yeah, misunderstanding of the rules here. Double penalty. Excuse me.
Would you like a...
No, I need a turn, sir.
Would you like a gamepad or maybe a mouse?
What's up?
Would a gamepad help you? A mouse?
Yeah, that and maybe more than that. More than that.
Is this interview helping your performance in this race?
No.
Distracted me. I mean, honestly, It can't get much worse. It truly can't get much worse.
Do you think that the addition of rockets to Rennsport would be helpful?
I mean, that would just make me crash faster.
Maybe some airstrikes, but let's go back to the desk there. Thanks for that.
That's a bit much. I mean...
Put it on a t-shirt, ladies and gentlemen. Excuse me, sir. I need to turn. Incredible. Crim will never let us down.
You know,
that's a bit poor form, if I'm honest. I know the guy's like not particularly like a pro esports sim racer, but
yeah, ridiculous performance. I think James is actually with him now for a second interview.
he's still finishing his lap as well.
Insanity. I think there's flames coming off the back.
It's one thing to interview him afterwards, but to interview him while he's still finishing the lap.
Yeah, obviously fantastic results. The start wasn't necessarily ideal.
Poor sod.
Didn't get off the line too well, and I think the cars other than this seemed to have a little bit more acceleration, so that made things a little bit trickier. But you know, we got through turn 2, then started just hunting down Kevin, and I think
yeah, there's no saving it, James. You're making it worse. Do you want a gamepad? Do you want a mouse? Do you want rockets?
And, yeah, after that, to be honest, it was just smooth sailing, trying to keep everything clean, make no mistakes, and
yeah,
through the semis. But obviously, still a long way to go.
Do you think Rennsport actually allows you the freedom to attack? A little bit of door. I mean, actually, I did see a little bit of door banging.
Someone has gone. Go and interview him. Go and interview him.
Yeah, absolutely. It's more of a kind of balance
of
tire degradation, really. You know, if you battle too hard, you don't have any tire left for the end of the race, so you have to kind of pick and choose your battles in that way. But you know, it's another element as a driver to kind of manage the race and you know, kind of work your way through it.
Okay, thank you for that, Joshua. Absolutely fantastic and stunning performance, as I say. Right, it's your favourite clock and also some content for you to watch because we're going to a 10-minute or so break. Enjoy it, guys.
10-minute or so break. Right. Well, guys. That is me for this afternoon so far. I'm not sticking around to watch the semi-finals. It's just this is a very, very long day if you watch everything from start to finish. But just prove a James Richard Joe Rogan when he's not out hunting deer. Yeah, that's it. Quarterfinals, interesting-ish. The first 2 races were a bit dull. The other races, the first half of those races were good, and then it fizzled out very quickly. Probably expect the same again for the semi-finals, and maybe even the final. I'm going to try and make it for the final, and do the watch along for that. That's what, 6:15 this evening, 6:30 this evening, I think it is. No, actually, when is it on? Let me get it up again. I'll find out. They've said it is on at, so it'll be 5:30. 5:30 the final is on. I'll try and make it back for the final. But yeah, that's it, guys. For me, for the quarterfinals. Of course, they're still doing the semi-finals. You can find them on YouTube. But yeah, thanks, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn those notifications on because, yeah, planning on being back here later on for the final. So I'll see you guys then. Bye.